coming to you live from the movie event of the summer. It's the 10 Point Podcast Season 7 Pointy Awards. My name is Bruce and I am your host. And with me this evening,
I missed it.
Our answer to Barbie and Robert Oppenheimer themselves. First, he's making a very special cameo this evening. It's Chris.
It's not cool, man.
And secondly, he's back after we have replaced him with AI all of Season 7. It's Andy.
Does seem like I did AI. I definitely called it in last season.
Some of those quizzes where you can barely read the quiz that you wrote was the giveaway that we had replaced you with AI, I think. Yes, we are the 10 Point Podcast. It did work. Although there's one or two quizzes went off the rails. I should have done that. The top 10 best quizzes we had this year. I might remember that next time. 10 Point Podcast. Google the words 10 Point Podcast. You will find our website. And I've discovered in doing the pointies that our website and Apple Podcasts are the best places to get all of our episodes in the one place. Yep. Because YouTube doesn't let us post the Snatch episode.
Nope.
And Spotify doesn't let us post the Just Friends episode
for
some reason.
Of all ones, that's a better.
So yeah. Video versions are available on YouTube and Spotify, but not all of them from the last season. You have to kind of pick and choose. So I've told you which ones are where.
I said Snatch because it could be used for
the Just Friends. Apparently, the Spotify had an issue with Just Friends, but it was the same program. Like it goes onto our website. It's Spotify's platform, but for some reason they just do not want to put it on their platform.
And then episodes after it worked, episodes before it worked instead. Yep. So strange. Anyway, Google 10 Point Podcast. You'll find us. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, both are dying slowly, but we're still on there. I posted my reviews on Twitter, so have a look at them. They're the films I've seen this.
Oh, we should get that new one.
Oh, Threads.
It's just thread it.
I'll maybe start a Threads at some point, although I think it's not as good as Twitter.
I reckon after this point, we'll do Threads and OnlyFans.
There we go. That'll be the best.
We've been threading it for a while.
I don't want to get my titties out.
You don't have to get your titties out. Just put your feet out. It'll be fine.
Either way. That is everything we've done. That's where you'll find us. And we're not going to do what we've watched over the summer because we have got 100 awards.
As well.
All right, okay. Chris has watched nothing, and we've got 100 awards to get through. So on to the Season 7 Pointy Awards. Now you, much like many of us, have probably forgotten the 20 films we did this season. Because some of them feel like they were about 10 years ago. I've mentioned a couple, obviously, there. So, as normal, we'll kick off the points with the moral of the story quiz to see if the lads have learned the lessons. As always, the format is as follows. Chris, you'll get asked a moral of the story from one of the films we did that Andy said that was the lesson that he had learned. And then Andy gets the Chris's moral story. And
remember half the films.
I've got a tiebreaker in mind, but it's not set up. So I may.
I don't think
if it comes down, maybe not, unless it's 0-0.
All the fans we get one each year.
Yeah. So we'll start off with Chris. You're first. This is Andy's moral story. Tell me which film it was. Some of these are very easy and they get hard. Some of these start medium and get hard. So you'll find it very soon. Chris, don't rig the Special Olympics.
Oh, The Ringer.
That was The Ringer. You're right. That was
I honestly thought that was last season.
A lot of these are like that. There's a couple that I'm like, oh my god, that doesn't feel like 6 months ago. Andy, beware of pig farmers. And this is, but in my mind, this is the easiest one Chris did.
That's the one with the Snatch.
It is Snatch. Yeah. It is 1-1.
Oh, fucking hell. I was literally about to say Rock and Roller. Fucking crawfish.
Chris, lions are scared of snakes.
All I can think of did we do Beast last season?
We did do Beast, and it was Beast. Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're right. I think it's the only film we did with
years
a lion.
Ago.
Yeah. That was very near the beginning. Andy, this is Chris. Chris is already difficult, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Run, bitch, run was Chris's moral of a story.
Scream?
It was not Scream. It was The Human Race.
Fuck.
Which is mostly about running. So 2-1. Chris.
I never did that.
Yeah. Chris, always kiss on the first date.
Just Friends.
Just Friends. Very good. This is Andy is now paying for having easy to guess morals of the story. Andy, Saturday morning cartoons are the best. That was the moral. That was not Scream either. That was Under Siege.
Fuck it was.
Because Tommy Lee Jones He loves Saturday
All
night.
I've got is Matthew Lillard in my head.
Well, spoiler, Scream is an answer to one of these. So.
All right, good. We did do Scream this season.
We did, in fact, do Scream, so a bit of a help, since you need a bit of help now. Chris, always check where your seat is.
Oh, who sits on somebody?
Yes, indeed. Who does sit?
I want to say 80 for Brady.
It wasn't 80 for Brady. Andy, do you remember which film that was? You don't get
a fucking clue.
That was A Shot at Glory.
Oh, I should.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, classic.
Andy, if a man does not embrace his past, he has no future.
Fucking hell, Chris.
Not easy.
It's a quote from the film. What film is it?
Yeah, it's a quote from the film, yeah.
The Mummy returns.
Yeah, Mummy Returns, I'll give you that.
Woof.
Very good. Right, 3-2. Chris, families need to stick together because they are stronger together.
Fast and the Furious.
Wrong. It was Fast 10.
Yeah.
Andy, seeing is believing.
The fuck is that bullshit? What do we do? What do we do? Seeing is believing.
It's another line from the film, by the way.
Something gangstery. Looking at Miss Levin? Do we do that?
It was not. That is not the correct answer. It was From Dusk Till Dawn. So technically, gangstery, I guess. So we're still at 3.
Because I forgot that was this season.
Still at 3-2. Chris, gambling is bad.
Lucky number 7.
Correct.
Thanks.
Tough luck. Andy, always double check who you are texting. What's the moral of the story? Chris is going to explain this one. It was not Scream. It was not Scream.
Damn it.
Solid guess though. Chris, why was that Den of Thieves?
Oh, because I remember Jared Butler texted the wrong woman and he texted his wife saying, "Oh, last night was great. I had a grateful time."
That's right. You're right. Okay.
Okay.
Correct.
So I thought that was last season.
Yeah, I know. God, how long have you been doing this?
A while. Chris, if it says based on a true story, I probably won't like it. That was Andy's moral of the story.
What? Oh, the Strangler one. Boston Strangler.
Boston Strangler, you're correct. I think you basically won it. It's going to be close if Andy can fight
fucking Billy's here.
But only because
it's hard.
The thing is that he's just set across popped up in the movie, and I forgot we did it this season.
I should have kept that relation. Anyway, next one. Winning is winning, Andy. I think a line from the film again.
E for Brady?
It was not.
That's Fast and the Furious.
That's the Fast and the Furious.
Doesn't matter. That hour mile, winning's winning.
Chris, don't go to LA. It's shite.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop, you're right. 6. Andy, take sleep seriously.
Hey? This is impossible. What other films have we done? Scream.
No, wrong. Again, that was 80 for Brady. I'm not sure about the context.
What? Take sleep seriously.
That's bullshit, Chris.
Oh, is it maybe because she doped herself up in those pills? That's one thing I can think of.
Maybe. Again, it might have been a line from the film again. I don't remember.
I don't know, yeah.
Chris, you've won now, Chris. Let's just tidy up. Never leave your room.
Scream?
Nope. You're going to keep guessing Scream, aren't you? Cube was Never Leave Your Room.
Oh, I forgot we did. Okay, I thought that was last year.
Andy, sex is a great conversation changer.
Oh. I'm still saying Scream. Fucking Scream.
It's not Scream. Alien 3 is that one.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking Charles Dance, isn't it?
Final 2 questions.
Chris, has to be.
Don't bang other people's mums. That was the moral of a film.
Oh, Scream.
It was. That's in fact Scream has finally come up.
I can't remember.
Meaning Andy is out of answers, unfortunately, for his final question, which is my favourite moral of the story. Chris said this about one of our films. Women will stop you living your dreams. That was Christy's moral of the story.
The fuck hell did we do that?
Space
Oddity?
It was, in fact, Space Oddity, so you got the last one. So.
Don't know where you pulled that from, because I completely forgot what the last film was.
Process of elimination, I reckon. He just whatever film hadn't come up yet.
Until he said, I had no idea that was a film we did.
So that is all 20 films. Chris comfortably won moral, so I don't need to use my tiebreaker. Yes, they're the 20 films we've done. Some feel like they were decades ago. Yep. Some I've forgotten everything that happened. Now, every film is represented in terms of nominations, from the best to worst. Everything has got a few nominations here. Every award is a maximum of 8 nominations, apart from our first award of the evening, Best Song. I think we judge this basically on however we feel like judging it. It can be how it fit into the film, if we like the song itself, what it means to us, blah, blah, blah. 11 nominees. The guys have got all the nominations so they can look at them as we go through them. The nominees: Best Song, Angel by Massive Attack in Snatch. Axel F by Harold Faltermeyer from Beverly Hills Cop. Dark Knight by the Blasters from Dusk Till Dawn. From Dusk Till Dawn. Debonair by Dope, Fast and the Furious. Forgiveness by Samantha James, by Anna Faris in Just Friends. Highway Tune by Greta Van Fleet from Den of Thieves. The theme from Magnificent Seven from The Ringer. Nowhere to Run by Martha and the Vandellas from The Boston Strangler. Red Right Hand by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds from Scream. Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix from Under Siege. And The Warrior by Scandal featuring Patti Smith from 80 for Brady. I will not run through all of them again. That's all 11. It'll never be that long again. We always go alphabetically. We always go bronze, silver, gold. I've mentioned to the lads, we'll do honourable mentions if we feel like it as well. And we'll work out who the winner is. Andy, what's your bronze, silver, gold, and why are you picking them?
I'll go straight for an honourable mention. Just misses out in the bronze. I'm going to do Forgiveness in Just Friends, because that was a proper banger of an original song sung by Anna Faris. However, going straight into songs that I just feel like fit the film is kind of my theme this time.
Okay.
I'm going for bronze, Dope in the Fast and Furious, because that's just that's just an upbeat banger. And then I'm going silver, Red Right Hand in Scream, because that's a banger and used well in that bit. However, there can only be one. Gold, Axel F, because it is the ultimate banger.
The ultimate banger.
It is. It's up there with Mortal Kombat in the top 5 movie soundtrack songs of all time.
Awesome.
Big claim, but if Crazy Frog can bring it back, anybody can bring it back.
Crazy Frog was number 1, I think, wasn't it?
Yep, for a long ass time. And then Family Guy, and then it was everywhere.
Right. I'll go next alphabetically. This is one of the hardest ones, I think, because all the songs are all very different. And there's one I very much want to get in as well. So I'm going to have to get... But I'm going to break it immediately. There's 2 honourable mentions for me. Dark Knight from Dusk Till Dawn. That has to be honourably mentioned because I think it's a great song. And then Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix. That's the song on its own is really good.
The fact you've not put out top 3, that is scandalous.
In bronze, I'm going Forgiveness by Samantha James from Just Friends, because Anna Faris was amazing in that film. And the fact that the song grows throughout the whole film, and at the very end you get the full version of the end credits. My silver, what am I going for silver? Oh, it's Red Right Hand by Nick Cave, because I always thought that was just the music from Scream. I didn't realize it was an actual song.
Yeah.
And then when I found it was an actual song, oh my god, it's an actual song.
Sure, my number 1 is as well.
Oh yeah, probably is. It shows up as an actual song.
And Dumb and Dumber.
To me, right, it wasn't a film we've done. Axel F, Beverly Hills Cop. Candy says it is one of the movie soundtrack songs ever. So it gets my gold. Chris.
Well, brace yourselves, going to blow this thing wide open. I've got an honourable mention as well. It wasn't even in the list. It was I Swear All for One, because I think that is 10 times better than Anna Faris's.
Well, on the Just Friends episode, you got argued down and we said Forgiveness was better. That was the other rule, of course. Every film could only have 1 nominee per category. That's the whole point of the episode.
My actual list, though, is bronze is Angel by Massive Attack, because I really like that song. My silver is Debonair by Dope, because I told you I'm going to blow this thing wide open. My gold is Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix.
Right. Okay.
All three absolutely bangers that I've got on my playlist already.
How do you not like Axel F, you monster?
Because if a fucking crazy frog can ruin it for me, I don't want to hear it again.
That's because Frog hasn't ruined it.
I can't hear it without that ding ding.
Ding ding.
Frog.
It's still the winner, unfortunately, Chris, is Axel F from Beverly Hills Cop, is the winner of Best Song. I forgot to read out the previous winners of Best Song. I've got all that information. So the previous winners, New Order, yes, the Blood Rave, Seal, Rammstein, Johnny Cash, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then, I can't remember the name of the band, but Bad Boys, what you got to do that one last time. And now Axel F by Harold Faltermeyer and John.
That's an eclectic, that could be like the best of album, that.
You will find out
on my playlist.
I can read out all of the previous winners of all our awards, and they're all the most eclectic mix of everything and everything.
Because they don't do this in the proper Oscars, where sometimes like, oh, it's a really shit Oscars this year compared to look at all the previous winners.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, then Best Supporting, they have that at the Oscars. So Best Supporting, we do not separate males and females and all that sort of stuff. So it's everybody is Best Supporting. Previous winners, Dave Bautista, Robert Downey Jr., Steve Martin, Gary Sinise, Harrison Ford, and G.W. Bailey. Now that is a mixture. Old male.
That was a good one.
Nominees: Anna Faris, the aforementioned from Just Friends, Charles S. Dutton in Alien 3, David Hewlett from Cube, Drew Barrymore in Scream, Harvey Keitel from Dusk Till Dawn, John Cena in Fast 10, Rachel Weisz from My Mummy Returns, and Vinnie Jones in Snatch. That was me to go first this time.
This is hard.
I mean, every category, like there's one or two have a clear winner, but the majority of them are like, there's like 4 or 5 that should win. I've definitely got a gold medal in this one. I know who my gold is, so I might as well start. I will start with my gold because Anna Faris deserves to be Best Supporting because she took that film and ran with it in Just Friends. So she's my gold. I really don't know what to do with my bronze and stuff. I think John Cena, I enjoyed him in Fast 10, so I'm going to give him a bronze. My silver, out of the ones listed, I wasn't that impressed with them two. I'm down to these two, and I'll go because Drew Barrymore's only in the beginning of the film. Harvey Keitel gets my silver, but I'm not entirely passionate about that. So, Faris is a gold so far, Chris.
Yeah, my bronze. I'm gonna stick with your gold. Anna Faris gets a gold for me. My bronze, I'm gonna give it to Vinnie Jones from Snatch, and John Cena gets my silver.
John Cena for the silver. So 2 golds for Anna Faris puts her in the lead here, Andy. What are you doing?
Mirror Chris. I'm exactly the reason Chris. Vinnie Jones bronze because literally he was the only good thing about that film. Other than that, it was a fucking dive bomb. And then Anna Faris, she was the best thing in Just Friends, and that's a Ryan Reynolds film. That's a tall ask, that.
Yeah.
And then John Cena just elevated that film even more to the next level.
The next level. And he may or may not be dead. You know how those films go. Anna Faris represented well in her first 2 awards. That might be the end for her. I'm not sure how much she comes back, but she is a winner and the first woman to ever win Best Supporting.
Yay! We're not sexist pigs.
Definitely not. Next award. I believe this is the first time we've actually ever given out this award. It has been long talked about, but we've never reached the Pointies. But this season was a season for the best teams. So, best teams.
Just one of them.
Dominic Toretto's crew from The Fast and the Furious. Donnie's team in Den of Thieves, actually specifically Donnie's team. Kilnockie FC from A Shot at Glory. The Magnificent Seven in The Ringer. The New England Patriots in 80 for Brady. Rosewood and Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop. Slevin and Mr. Goodcat in Lucky Number Slevin. And The Stranglers, because there were more than one in The Boston Strangler. Chris, you lead us off here.
Oh, this is a tough one. So, my bronze, I think I'm going to go with Dominic Toretto's crew from The Fast and the Furious. My silver, I will give it to Donnie's team from Den of Thieves because they were quite efficient in what they did. But my gold is Slevin and Goodcat because their plan worked flawlessly and they worked as a cohesive unit.
Very much so. Andy?
I'm going to go for bronze. Donnie's team. The same reason. They were a good team. Then I'm going to go for Rosewood and Taggart and Beverly Hills Cop.
Mm-hmm.
And then for gold, it is the Ultimate Team. They've got 10 films. It's Dominic Toretto's crew.
Very good. A gold medal for them. Now, I looked at this one a lot, and I'm not especially impressed by too many of the teams here. But I was going to honourable mention them, but I think I'm going to give them a bronze. I'm going to give the New England Patriots the bronze because they're an actual real-life team, and they're the comeback of all comebacks in the Super Bowl in that film, which is genuine. So they're getting a bronze due to real-life comebackingness. Dom's crew is only represented really from the first film here. And I think they weren't so good in the first film, but they're also not as good as my gold. So silver goes to Dom's crew, but Donnie's crew is my gold medal. I think they were the best. Just the whole thing was just a success for the
I reckon Dom's crew could beat Donnie's crew, though.
The problem is,
that's a crossover you want to see.
This is something we actually didn't talk about beforehand. We've not prepped. This is an absolute tie between Dominic Toretto's crew and Donnie's crew. Normally, I throw over to you for the random number generator to break a tie here.
Number generator. Right. Was it between? Right. So who's one?
Dominic Toretto is 1, and Donnie's team is 2.
Okay. I don't know if you can see it, so there's no cheating. It just says 8 at the moment. Press go, and it's 1.
1. So the Familia, before they were called the Familia, Dominic Toretto's crew.
What a crossover would be, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So, putting them all together, how successful that would be. So Andy's gold medal winner was the winner there. So the best team, and that'll last long in the memory. Whenever we have a best team award, we know Dominic Toretto's crew.
That's for you. That's the bar now. How do you beat that bar?
Right, we've had a lot of bests. We're giving out some good things here. It's about time we got on to the worst.
This is a good.
This could be hotly contested potentially. Worst accent, an award we have given out twice before to Anthony Hopkins and Sean Bean as previous worst accent winners.
Holy shit!
For
nominees. Who's that?
What did Sean Bean get it for?
Silent Hill.
Ah, yeah.
I can't remember if he just played it as English or if he's
American.
Yeah, he was American. Like, he was all over the shop.
And then Hopkins, whatever he was doing in Fracture, that's why he won. So worst accent. Brad Pitt in Snatch as a pikey. Idris Elba has a half-arsed attempt at American in Beast. Keira Knightley being good at American but not sounding at all like she was from Boston in Boston Strangler. O'Shea Jackson Jr. when he tries to be Cockney at the end of Den of Thieves. Robert Duvall in Shot at Glory. And Simon Helberg, i.e. Howard from Big Bang Theory, being a Russian in Space Oddity. Is it Andy to go first now?
Yeah.
Back to Andy.
I'm going to go for Simon Helberg from Space Oddity for bronze. It wasn't bad, but I feel like it's stereotypical Russian, so it kind of annoyed me. Silver, Brad Pitt from Snatch, because what the fuck was he doing? However, it could be possibly the worst Scottish accent I've ever heard in my life. Robert Duvall, that Shot of Glory.
Fair. My bronze, I think I'm going to go, my bronze was Idris Elba, purely because he was definitely meant to be American in that film, and then just didn't be American in that film, just played it as his own accent. I have to give my silver to Donnie's Cockney accent at the end of Den of Thieves, because it was just the absolute most gimmicked up, terrible attempt at being a Cockney I've ever heard. But nobody compares to whatever Robert Duvall was doing in A Shot at Glory.
Jesus.
And the fact that he spent decades planning this film and visiting Scotland, and he had plenty of Scottish people in the film.
Best he could do.
There's American characters he could have played instead. They could have got Scottish actors to play his role, but no, I need to be Gordon. I need to be him. So he gets my gold. Chris.
Yeah, I kind of agree with both of you. So my bronze is Idris Elba. I feel like his American accent is just awful. My silver was Brad Pitt from Snatch, because it was just guff. But Robert Duvall's was fucking horrendous. It is the worst of the worst accent I think we've ever had in this. I can't remember who won it last year.
Well, the only time we've given it out was Sean Bean and Anthony Hopkins. The only two we've given.
Oh no, it must be somebody else that had a really bad accent last
We nominate them, but
Yeah.
they don't often make it to the Pointies. I think he might possibly be the Robert Duvall Worst Accent Award from now on. Like, it's possible that we will never go at a
I remember
depth.
there was a really bad accent last year, but it mustn't have won anything. And
I can't remember who it was.
it just pops into my head anytime there's a bad accent. Robert Duvall from this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
but yeah,
look at the films we did.
all-time bad accent. That I would be happy to rename it the Robert Duvall Bad Accent Award. Anyway, cracking on. So much to get through. We need to get moving through these. Best costume. Had a lot of these. Super Pirate Schla from the Goonies. M. Bison from Street Fighter. Is that right? Street Fighter. Darth Vader, obviously. And then the suits from Dumb and Dumber, the orange and blue suits.
That's a category and a half right there. That's some winners.
So best costume, by reading those, you know best costume can be anything. Dante's pink robe in Fast X, if you've already forgotten, that's Jason Momoa. The fat suit that Ryan Reynolds wears in Just Friends. Frankie Four Fingers' entire wardrobe in Snatch, i.e. Benicio del Toro.
Oh, right.
Benicio del Toro. And especially the phone call where he keeps answering, he's got a different outfit on.
Oh, excuse me.
Ghostface in Scream. The ladies of ancient Egypt, they've all clubbed them all together, but all the different scenes and
I feel like I definitely nominate that.
3 or 4 characters from ancient Egypt that are in the film that dress in good costumes. Merriman's crew in their tactical gear and skull balaclavas from Den of Thieves. Miss July Jordan Tate in Under Siege, i.e. before she gets tactical geared up and starts trying to kill people as well. And Santanico Pandemonium from Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh.
And we go first this time, isn't it?
I feel like there's a lot of Chris nominations in this one.
2 of them, definitely.
Me first. Honourable mention. I think I'm going to go with honourable mention as Ghostface because it's a simple costume. It's an all-timer. It's great, but I think it's not necessarily the best costume. It's the best Halloween kind of costume to wear. In terms of a film costume, it's not top tier because we've got other things to mix in. So I'm going to go for bronze. I'm going to go Frankie Four Fingers and all of his different fits that he had in Snatch. Silver, Merriman's crew and their really badass looking balaclava things with the skull look on them. But for me, there's no beating Salma Hayek's Santanico Pandemonium from Dusk Till Dawn and her.
There was no costume there.
That's why it was a gold medal winning costume. She had a snake on. Snake was part of her costume. Let's talk about her. Chris.
Honorable mention to Erica Eleniak. I'm pretty sure that's the first pair of boobs I ever saw.
Nice.
My bronze, I'm giving my bronze to Ghostface because it's simple yet effective. My silver is Merriman's tactical gear because that was fucking badass. Like, my gold because he was such a big burly guy with a bright pink thing about painting nails. It's Dante's pink robe. It's pulled off with such a plum. Gold, yeah.
I can't remember if hair is coming up later or not, but he was nominated for best hair as well. We'll see if that comes up later on. Andy, round us out.
All right, I'm going to go for. Who am I going to go for? I'm going to go for Salma Hayek bronze because that was a good wardrobe. And then I'm going to go for the ladies of ancient Egypt for silver.
You were especially passionate about them.
I feel like it was a.
I'm getting blamed for this, and it's probably you.
However, gold. It is the most iconic outfit in this list. Scream, Ghostface. It is simple. It is effective, but nobody's replicated it. And if you put a black robe on, you pretty much know your Ghostface.
Now we have. I can't remember how I normally work this out, but I think we now have a 3-way tie, and Dante's pink robe is just behind, so he's just out of the running. But Ghostface, Merriman's crew, and Santanico Pandemonium are all in the running.
3 numbers. Right, you need to number them up then.
So Ghostface 1, Merriman 2, and Salma Hayek 3.
Right, so it's on 9 at the moment, yeah?
Yep.
And then press a button.
A 1. So Ghostface. Ghostface is the winner.
It does actually change, by the way. Just so you're aware, it does randomly numbers.
Perfect. Okay, Ghostface wins. Here's my honourable mention. So I think on the weight of that, and you guys both voting for me, really kind of, he could have won. But yeah, it's Ghostface. Hard to argue.
But we also love boobies.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's all covered up, while everyone else, it was like the less clothes, the better. Best death in season 7 of the 10 Point Podcast. Lots of previous winners here. See if we can piece together these deaths. Death by Unicorn was a previous winner. That was in Cabin in the Woods. Neil Patrick Harris in Gone Girl. His death.
Oh, that was a good one.
Kane's chest burster in Alien. Speaks for itself. Anna has her skin ripped off in Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Eaten by a T-Rex on the toilet. Obviously.
Classic.
And then Dick Halloran in The Shining, travelling cross-country and up through the woods and all that to get axe in the chest immediately. Season 7's nominees. Boris the Bullet Dodger, needing to be shot 9 times before death in Snatch. Yes, I counted. Cypher's henchman, who, quote, had nobody, so Jason Momoa just had to just shoot him. When in Fast 10, I realised it says Fat 10 in the notes here. The head pop of what we thought was the main character in the human race, as in we get 10 minutes introduced to this woman who immediately has her head explode. A man got cubed in Cube, like properly, at the little cubes. Like little
What's your favourite bit about that film? You don't like anything about that film,
be.
but you love Cubed.
Him being obliterated by a giant fan. I think 2 guys got that in Alien 3. The poacher who got killed in his own trap in Beast when he got strung upside down in the tree and then the lion came and got him.
Justice.
Yes. Steven Seagal ripped a man's throat out in Under Siege. And then Tatum, when she crawled into that cat flap and got trapped in the garage door in Scream. I'm lost to who's first, second, and third.
It's me, I think, next.
Is it?
Yeah. Right, so my bronze right off the bat, Seagal ripping a man's throat out. He did it with such ease and has been memed or copied in what's it called? MacGruber. That's his go-to move now. My silver is Cypher's henchman who had nobody, not even a cat.
That's right.
But my gold, because it was sheer, came out of nowhere, the fact we had this big long cancer story arc and all that, and boom, dies instantly, is the head pop from Human Race.
My God, Chris voted a gold medal for something from Human Race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy.
I'm gonna rate these. I'm gonna tell you how I'm rating these, and it's just purely by the best death, like as in how you're going out. And I'm gonna say, I'm with Chris. Bronze, getting your throat ripped out is pretty bronzy. And then dying, obviously. I'm gonna say, how else would I not like to die? I'm gonna put silver, which is Chris's gold, the human race, head popping, because it's a good way to die, but if everybody else is around you, it's a pretty gruesome just seeing blood squirting out.
Yeah.
However, a way that I would not like to die is being cubed. That's gold.
That's like instantaneous. Done.
I don't know if it is or not, because it just kind of like looked. It's like, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah,
like it has to be all perfectly at the same time, because imagine if your feet start getting cubed first before your hair. Oh, nope, I'm out.
Bronze for me is that same henchman who didn't even have a cat. He gets my bronze. That was just that again. That might be the best bit of Fast 10. Now I think about it.
Shut up! Shut
You
your mouth.
absolutely want.
Where am I going for silver? I think my silver is Seagal ripping the man's throat out. That was a sheer action movie brilliance, I think.
Is that more as well?
But my gold is the guy getting cubed. I hated the film Cube. It was one of the worst films I've ever seen. But it was a good death, and that does win it for Cube. But Cube is now a Pointy Award winner.
There you go.
I heard a funny story about Seagal actually. Listened to a podcast. I wasn't all of a sudden one, and this guy who was like a UFC fighter met up with Seagal and all that. He said, "You can't choke me out," and the guy went, "I could choke you out." So he chokes out Seagal, and then he wakes back up again. He's just like, "I bet you can't do that again," and he choked him out again. And apparently Seagal shit himself as he was lying unconscious.
That's a good story, yeah.
There you go.
I heard it in all the Sunday podcasts. It's fucking hilarious.
And now you can hear it on the 10 Point Podcast.
So sticking with worst things that have happened, worst twist is our next award. Only given out worst twist twice. I trawled through the archives of the Pointy Awards. Could only find 2 worst twist winners. And one was Yelena being a spy in Triple X, as we could all see that coming. And then the reveal in the film Troll Hunter that trolls are real was the other worst twist. But this season, 5 nominees of worst twist. Betty lost the tickets after making a point of really, I have got the tickets, I am keeping them safe in 80 for Brady. Giselle also isn't dead in Fast 10, like every other character who dies. The human race, it's aliens at the end, is the worst twist nominee there. The Strangler was just a random convinced to take one for the team, is how Chris put it in the Boston Strangler. That was the bad twist there. And then Space Oddity, was there even a space mission? A twist that never actually even came to twist because we never find out that it didn't twist, if you know what I'm saying. Me first? No, Andy first.
Me.
Andy first.
Right, this is a hard one because these are all shite.
Yeah.
What is the shitest one out of the lot? Right, I'm going to go with bronze. I'm going to say, what do you call her? Wonder Woman's back in Fast X because that's just a money grab. Like, they need to do it. Twist went nowhere. And then, speaking of twist going nowhere, Space Oddity. There was no twist. I didn't understand it. But I am going to give gold to the worst. I love this film. It's got a soft spot in my heart. But aliens. Human race. Aliens. Why did they even have to go there? They could have just left it at that. Left it at some random person planting bombs in their head.
You just had to zap the old one-legged man back to life in America again, or whatever it was, and just carry on. And that the whole experience happened, but he doesn't know why or how he survived.
But a fucking alien death match at the end after getting through all that. You got to fucking fight aliens. Fuck that shit.
And then, if I remember rightly, we don't even see the death match. Nope. The film ends at that point.
Worst twist.
Me next. I've got a clear winner. So I'm going to go, because it's so kind of irrelevant to that particular film. Bronze is going to Fast 10 for Giselle. So that's my bronze. Where am I going with my silver? My seat is slowly dropping down, so I'm going to adjust that.
Ooh, some gas.
I don't know what my silver is going to be here. I'll tell you what, I'll group in with Andy, and I'll go the aliens is my silver, because my gold is definitely Space Oddity. The fact that the whole film, to me, was built on whether he is going on this mission to Mars or not. And in the end, we don't know whether he was even possibly going. So that's my gold. Chris?
My bronze is, I'll double down use pair the aliens and human race just because why? My silver, I'm going for the Strangler being a complete random, just taking him for the team. Because I don't know, just again why? But my gold is the Space Odyssey mission. Was it actually real? We don't know. We would never answer that question. Is fucking Harv or Larry, whatever's going on, is he still fucking off to Mars, leaving his family? We don't know.
He'll come up later on. I forgot what his name is. My seat has dropped down again. This is going to be a laugh.
This is brilliant.
I just go,
this is live, folks. It's live.
We'll see if it stops now. So Space Oddity has won a Pointy as well. Another underperforming film we did this season. Okay.
Is it good? We're running things for worst things, so
of course, yes, exactly, yeah. We normally have our proper A star, A++ awards at the very, very end, but it was getting a bit crowded in there, and a couple of awards have to be down there for contextual reasons that we'll get into when we get to them. So the Danny John-Jules Award for most unexpected appearance in a film has been moved to this point in the ceremony. It happens. Keep everybody interested. It's a big time award early going. Former winners: Danny John-Jules, Christina Pickles, Amanda Byram, and Sam Rockwell. Not exactly the most familiarest of faces, but anyway, they were all Danny John-Jules winners in the past. This year, nominees: Cole Hauser as a goalkeeper in Shot at Glory. Another Big Breakfast presenter, Donna Eyre, shows up in The Mummy Returns. Henry Winkler as the principal in Scream, something that everybody forgets before watching Scream. Jonathan Banks showed up in Beverly Hills Cop after he showed up in Gremlins. UFC fighter Michael Bisping, speaking of UFC stuff, Den of Thieves, he was in that at the very end. Robert Forster, has a monologue at the end of Lucky Number Slivin. Buffalo Bill Ted Levine from The Silence of the Lambs is in The Fast and the Furious, which I did not know. And then Terry Funk is in The Ringer as our last nominee. Am I right in thinking it's me to go first this time? I thought so. Honourable mention, I'm going to go Donna Air just as the sheer hilarity that another Big Breakfast presenter came out in this category. She's my honourable mention. My top three, though. Pardon?
Who's the other Big Breakfast person?
Amanda Byram, when she won it for being in A Dog's Breakfast. Seemingly the only thing she ever acted in, which is kind of weird. I know who my winner is, so it's between the other two. I have to go bronze for Henry Winkler and Scream because I've seen it before, so I just forget that he's in it. But I did not expect to see Ted Levine rocking up in The Fast and Furious in a character kind of style of character who's not in any of the other films, really. But my winner, Terry Funk in The Ringer. Did not expect to see, I don't know what you call former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Terry Funk showing up in that film. Chris?
So my bronze, I'm going to go for Jonathan Banks because he obviously was an actor before Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, so he will appear in some things. My silver, I'm going to go for Donna Air because of all the things to appear in The Mummy Returns. But my gold, I've got to go with Bruce, is Terry Funk in The Ringer.
Funker. And didn't have a line, I don't think.
No, he just looked menacing. He just went up, grabbed something, and sat down, didn't he?
Yeah. Weird. Andy?
Right, not a million miles off of Chris. I'm going to go bronze, Henry Winkler and Scream, because every time I watch Scream, I always forget he's in it.
Yeah.
I'm going for silver, Donna Air, for exactly the same reason. Just didn't expect it to come out of there. And gold, Terry Funk. No, have we lost Bruce?
I think so. She's one of those ones you kind of watching the film and then you're just like, that looks like fucking Donna Air. Oh, I need to go back here. Look at this. And it is Donna Air.
Don't worry, I'll recap for Bruce. So I'm going for bronze.
I got your bronze.
Bronze was Henry Winkler. Silver was Donna Air because the same reason as Chris. And Terry Funk gold. Because did not expect Terry Funk.
Clean sweep.
Sweep for the Funker and the Danny John-Jules. I'm glad that Terry Funk is going to be on that list now.
Just so funny, just Bruce just like just waiting really patiently for Donna Air.
In The Mummy Returns for some reason. Cracking on. Best character name is next. I think I first introduced this, and this is the first time we've ever got enough nominees to bring it to the Pointy Awards.
I'm gonna have to shout at my fucking. I'm gonna Christian Bale list. My light technician's all the way to shit.
Oh really?
It's getting dark in here.
Oh, is it? My seat's going down. You're getting dark. My seat's going down. What a shambles. Best character names from the list of Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop, Bomber the Madman Harris from Snatch, Dusty Dinkelman from Just Friends, Jeffy Dahmer from The Ringer, Santanico Pandemonium from Dusk Till Dawn, and Slevin Kalevra from Lucky Number Slivin. Is it Chris to start?
Yes. So my bronze, I'm going for Dusty Dinkelman because it's just such a funny name. Rolls off the tongue so easily. My silver, I'm going to go for Slevin Kalevra because of the meaning behind the name. But my gold, because I forgot about it, and there was so much going on about Jeffrey Dahmer at the time. Jeffy Dahmer. It's cracked me up when he said his name.
Was they made up, you have to pretend to be disabled. We'll call you Jeffy. And then it gets to the point, put in your full name, and they just panicked when it came up with Dahmer. Apparently it's spelt like that, like with an O in it, rather than the way that the actual serial killer was spelt.
It comes up in the movie again. It's like, with an O. Just to differentiate from it.
Differentiate. Andy, what's your best character names?
I'm going to go on the basis of what I would want to be called.
Right. Okay.
No, actually, no. Because
I can say one, but maybe two.
The winner is definitely what I would be called. No, I'm going to go for Santanio Pandemorium for bronze because that is a brilliant name.
It's a great name. Difficult to say.
I'm going for silver, and this only gets silver because literally the Netflix show Jeffrey Dahmer, because that completely passed me the first time around. Didn't get it at all.
Right, yeah, okay.
However, Gold's 100% would love to be called Axel Foley.
Axel Foley. When you said you wanted to be called it was the only one on the list. I mean, maybe Bomber the Madman Harris.
Yeah.
That's my bronze, is Bomber the Madman Harris, because I remember finding it so hilarious that a guy who had the nickname Bomber also had the nickname the Madman as well. Like, he needed 2 nicknames. So he's getting my bronze. My silver is Santanico. No, I'm sorry. My silver is Axel Foley, for the same reasons Andy mentioned, because it's a great name to be. But Santanico Pandemonium was a brilliant name, so that gets my gold. Have we all voted on that one?
Yeah. I never picked it.
You never picked, so on you go, Chris. You've got a tie to break.
Oh no!
Sorry.
We
have another tie. I think we are now setting a record for most ties in an evening here, because Axel Foley has tied with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer has to win. Sure.
Axel's 1, Jeffy's 2.
Right. Okay. Can you see it?
Kind of.
Press.
1.
Always 1.
I'm glad that Axel Foley.
Just 3 times, so it's like it's always landed 1.
Right.
No, it does like 1, 2, 3, and it changes. Yeah.
I'm happy Axel Foley and not Jeffrey Dahmer is the best character.
I know you have to see it every year, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay, I'm very happy. Axel Foley, he was a good cop. We're on to worst cop now. Is the next award. A lot of bad cops. Previous cops that have been bad. Detective Bowden in Devil, the guy who didn't work out what was happening in Devil, and in the San Angeles Police Department in Demolition Man. Now, this time I weeded out the times that we had said the entire blank police force because of how bad they were. So these are actual individual or at least small teams of policemen this time. So it's not just everybody. We're not just pitting one city against another. Ames in Fast 10, we decided he kind of counted as police, despite the fact he doesn't work for the police as such. Burakowski in Lucky Number 7, that's Stanley Tucci's character. Brian O'Connor in The Fast and the Furious. Dewey Riley from Scream. Nick's Squad in Den of Thieves, i.e. the main police people in that. And then Quentin in Cube is the last nominee for Worst Cop. Is it Andy to go first?
Yeah.
No. Right. I've got it. Bronze. Dewey from Scream. Because the man lets a lot of house parties goes on. He's pretty inept. I know he's a trainee, but still. And he'd rather have ice cream, so.
Yes, ice cream. Yeah. Amazing.
I'm going to go for silver. Quentin from the Cube, because that man is probably like the second person to fully lose it in that thing, and he's meant to be an opposite of the law, if he is.
He was. He said he was. We don't really know if he was.
But I'm going by if he is. Fucking hell, he fails some psychic exam in that police force.
Yeah.
However, it just shows you that a pair of boobs can change anybody. Brian O'Connor in The Fast and the Furious. That boy turned quickly when he seen fast car and boobs.
I think it meant he got boobs.
No, Brian O'Connor. I got a pair of boobs. I did, yeah. That was it. Fuck the police force. Fuck my career. I'm going to go and be one of the Familia.
He had his head turned by them. Okay, quite a difficult one, this one. I've got a clear winner. I know exactly who's got the goals, but I'm going to work up to them. So I'm going to go Ames as my bronze, because he was quite clearly not doing the police work. He was doing the bad guy work. My silver, I'll go on the same premise as Andy, that if Quentin was in fact a policeman, he did not have the mental capacity to be a policeman. So for him. But undoubtedly, for the reasons, again, Andy listed, sheer going against what his whole entire purpose was, Brian O'Connor joining Dominic Toretto's crew of car thieves and DVD thieves, DVD player thieves. Brian O'Connor.
Seconds.
Yeah, immediately. Worst cop, Brian O'Connor.
That must have been some tuna sandwich, though. Must have been a good one.
Yeah.
Fuck, this is a tough one. My bronze, I'm going to go for Burakowski from Lucky Number 7. My silver, I'll go for Brian O'Connor from The Fast and the Furious. Like I said, because his entire trade just went out the window when he saw a bit of cars and titties.
Yeah.
My gold is Quentin because, like I said, he snapped instantly in there.
We got
And
another
just went on a
fight.
fucking rampage.
Very close, but Brian O'Connor with 2 golds and 1 silver pips Quentin with 2 silvers and a gold. So
Tell you what, it's
Brian O'Connor.
It's the gravity of Dom.
Yeah.
Is...
By this, my right thing. By the second film, he's still a cop. By the third film, well, I guess he's back into the 4th film. He's not a cop anymore. Is
Yeah,
that right,
he's gone. Yeah.
Basically, I can't really remember how it goes. Chris watched them all, but he's thinking.
I don't he's actual cop in the second one, but they bring him back in to go undercover again.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And the third one, he is
not
an
in
FBI.
Tokyo.
Oh no, I don't. Do I reckon that? I did count that. Yeah,
I heard that.
I did. Yeah, the fourth one, he's
Anyway.
an actual FBI agent again.
He's a bad man. He's a bad cop.
He's still bad cop. I'll say that much. Best fight is next. We've had hundreds of these. The Blood Rave. Gina Carano versus Michael Fassbender. Baby Chosen One versus some goons in Kung Pao. Is that what it's called? Kung Pao?
Yeah.
The Expendables versus the baddies in that film. Jim Carrey, still don't know how to say his name, against Owen Wilson in a bathroom in Cable Guy, I want to say, for that one. And then the Predator wiping out the Frenchman in the film Prey.
What the category this is? This is elite right here.
Nominees this year: The Bikini Fight from Mummy Returns.
Yeah.
Chris versus Mike, i.e. the brothers fight in Just Friends. Humans, the humans versus all the vampires and From Dusk Till Dawn. Idris Elba versus a lion in Beast. Jeffy versus a priest in The Ringer. Jackie McQuillan versus McCall at Palmerston Stadium in The Shot of Glory. Got them both sent off if I remember rightly.
Oh,
Mickey versus Gorgeous George in Snatch, the first boxing match in that one in the Pikeyville. And then Nick's Squad, when they all beat the shit out of Donnie in the back of the car and Den of Thieves, was nominated as best fight, and it made it through to the Pointies. Me first? I think it is I to go first. What order are my 3 going in here? I know what number 1 is. So I think, because I wasn't positive it was the best fight in the film, my bronze is Mickey versus Gorgeous George, which one punch knockout by Mickey out of nowhere. My silver, I'm going to go for basically the last 20 minutes or From Dusk Till Dawn, because there was a lot of great bits in that. And it's a fight, is what it is. Not much else you can say about it. But Idris Elba fought a lion. And we're just supposed to swallow that. Like, that's supposed to... There's an actual fight he has with the lion at one point. And it was great. It was a really good scene where they got basically a fake one-shot take of this fight the two of them had. So that's my gold. Chris?
I'm going to put that as my... Hold on. Okay, yeah. My bronze, I'm going to go for the humans versus vampires from Dusk Till Dawn. My silver is Idris Elba versus the lion. But my gold is Chris and Mike through the entire Just Friends film. Their fights are hilarious.
You were especially excited by them through Just Friends.
My knees got popped out. Oh.
Andy?
I'm going for bronze. Kind of similar vein to you guys. I'm going to do... which way round do I do it? I'm going to do Idris Elba versus a lion. And then I'm going to do From Dusk Till Dawn fight, vampires. However, 1-on-1 bikini fight in The Mummy Returns gets my gold.
That was also, you were most passionate about that as well. Quick maths tells me, I think Idris Elba is our winner, or maybe the lion. I can't remember who won the actual fight. I know in the end Idris Elba won.
I do remember that fight annoying me because there was no subtitles as we were talking. And this is with the start of our downfall from subtitles forever. Sorry. The bikini fight. Andy.
From The Mummy Returns. Yeah. Translating what the lion was saying.
Clear.
I'm going to get you.
That was the start of our subtitle downfall, I think, for a while.
Yeah, where we had 3 films in a row with subtitle problems. Winner, Beast, Idris Elba versus a lion, best fight. Very special award coming next. Andy can have a break, have a drink, because this is Chris only here. Yes. If he wants our input, we can give it.
All right.
Chris is best and or biggest jump scare of the season, because Chris always gets scared by things. The only time it's been given out as an award, the shark in Jaws appearing behind Brody in the boat is the best jump scare to this point. But this season, 6 nominees. Chris has to tell us what he was most scared by. The alien jumps out of the molten lead at the end of Alien 3. Is it the next one? The birds in Beast? Well, you mentioned
the
birds.
I remember. That came to me now.
But the very end of Beast is when I got jump scared. When all of a sudden the film's ended, all of a sudden a whole bunch of birds jump out really loudly. But you said a different bit, is what you said.
I think it's when there's like because there's that many one shots. It's going across the cam, and this bird just goes right in front of the camera.
Okay. That's where they cut. Like,
yeah.
That. Okay. Victor Maitland shouting "Shut up" at Jenny apparently scared you in Beverly Hills Cop. I can't really remember that. The scream right at the end of Scream, you said, "Shut you up." I think you said about that one there. When the vampire head comes through the door and from Dusk Till Dawn, when the camera pans down, all of a sudden, like coming out through the door. And then this one you have to explain when the mummies rise up, and we not just accepted it when you said, "Oh, best jump scare when the mummies rise up," and we're like, "All right," and then you just carried on talking. So
I think it might be when Rachel Weisz is on like the thingy on the table, and they're trying to resurrect an accident or something like that. And the mummy's just come out of the thing.
Can't remember.
Yeah. I think it's when they go to the museum and they pop out of the sarcophagus.
Okay.
Stuff. But
so, do any of them stand out as being the most scary? You can do a bronze, silver, gold if you want, Chris. But
I was going to do it. My ultimate gold is my gold and silver between two is the scream right at the end of Scream. I forget about it every time. It shits me right up. It's because it's loud and you think you're safe because everything's done. It's like wah! And the vampire head comes through the door because it's like panning down the hall, and you see the door closing, and it goes right through the door. Yeah. I'm gonna I'll give that one my gold.
The vampire.
Yeah.
From Dusk Till Dawn, winner of best jump scare or biggest. I don't know. You often said biggest, but sometimes said best jump scare.
I guess the Poopy Pants Award.
The Poopy Pants Award.
It's because I started listening to things with headphones, so I didn't wake up the kids. So it was really loud in my ear. And I was just like, I watch it, this head just pops at the door. So, yeah, I'll give that one.
I reckon what it is he's like this. Shits himself.
Yeah. Okay, a new award is next. Something I've been counting throughout the season, which I believe is the most. I guess it's probably the most obvious dead man walking. Who is deadest man walking in any film? Which character is definitely done for? You guys can vote on this with me here. I'm happy to hear your thoughts. So, dead man walking. Who is most obviously going to die? The Atlanta Falcons in Haiti for Brady. Boris the Blade, Boris the Bullet Dodger, whatever else you want to call him in Snatch. Golic in Alien 3. Jesse in The Fast and the Furious. Krill in Under Siege. Richie from Dusk Till Dawn. Roman in Fast 10 because he is dead because that plane crashed and he died.
He did not die.
And Tatum in Scream. How about Chris goes first and I tidy up at the end since it's my award?
My bronze, I'm going to give it to... fucking hell. Tatum from Scream, because everybody kind of died in that film, and she's the blonde hair, big boobs, so it was obvious she's going to die. My silver, I'll give it to Commander Krill from Under Siege. But my gold, because his name is Boris the Blade and Boris the Butcher, Bullet Dodger, he was eventually going to get got.
A gold for Boris. What about you, Andy?
I'm mirroring Chris. Exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Tatum.
Yep.
Krill.
Yep.
Boris the Blade.
Yep. 100%.
I might as well just go along with you. I had a couple of ones picked out. I'm giving Roman my bronze because Roman is dead.
No, he's
not dead.
They can't kill 3 people on the plane. Straight away.
What is it? I am in control now. This is my mission. Oh, it's all gone a disaster. Oh, here's my big speech. He was always going to die in that film, and he died in a plane crash, sadly. I've just realised I can basically. Yeah, I could go different, but I'm not. I'm going to go Krill. It's my silver as well. The minute he put on that dress and the wig, I knew he was done for. And then Boris the Blade, because it's signposted. This guy is immortal. Oh well, he's going to die in this film, basically. So Boris the Blade, most dead man walking. We've done Chris. We've done me. How about Andy? Best product placement of the season. Again, this is Andy's award, so Andy can pick it on his own if he likes. I don't know. But basically, I'm going to have to quiz you on it first to see what was the best product placement. So I'm going to give you the name of the film. You've got to try and tell me what product we decided was most best placed in these films, and that might help us. Oh, well. So Beast. What was the best product placement in Beast? Chris could chime in if he can remember.
Tranquilizers.
I'm going to say what was base. I reckon some kind of sportswear.
Incorrect. No.
I don't know that.
Land Rover was the best.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it wasn't good. Didn't stick with me.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good answer. A good sign that that's not the winner. Beverly Hills Cop. What was the best product placement in that?
Smokes, Marlboros or something like that, wasn't it?
Do you remember
Lucky Strike. Is it Lucky Strike?
Lucky Strike. There we go.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a point in the win column. Beverly Hills Cop, correct. The Fast and the Furious.
Oh, Coronas or the Boss thing.
It was Corona. That's what we had for that one.
Or Cobra, as I had it.
A Cobra, best product placement. What about Fast 10 though? It wasn't Corona.
Fast 10. Was that Miller's? Miller's or something like that.
No, it wasn't a different brand of beer. It was something else altogether. It
know.
was DeLorean.
Oh, DeLorean, yeah.
Because basically we got a full screen shot of, is it Cypher's car
DeLorean.
when she drove up?
Yep, that's
Scream. Product placement.
That was Miller's one. That was beer.
No. Do you remember, Chris?
Oh, popcorn.
Yeah, Jiffy Pop is what it was.
Jiffy Pop popcorn.
Jiffy Pop popcorn.
Thanks, is a fucking product. Knobhead.
Oh, right, yeah. Snatch. What was the product placement in that?
That was Coke vending machines, wasn't it?
No, it was not that one. Some other films were, but no, that Desert Eagle you decided was the product.
Yeah, because the big fan and the gun.
What about Space Oddity?
Oh, fucking hell.
Flowers.
Nope.
Skype is what we decided.
Yeah.
And the last one, Under Siege, best product placement. Now, admittedly, I came up with this one. Playboy magazine. Yeah, I came up with that one, and you guys were like, "Oh, of course it is." So, what's the winner? Lucky Strike, Corona, Jiffy Pop, Playboy.
I would say it's a toss-up between Fast and the Furious Coronas and Beverly Hills Cop fags. But since I remember the fag straight away, I'm going to go with Beverly Hills Cop.
There we
The
go.
entire first scene.
Yeah, I meant to say we had one previous winner of best product placement, and that was product placement.
I know he froze. Shit.
We're
We're going to know. Alcohol. What a cliffhanger!
In
Oh,
am I frozen again?
Yes,
Yeah.
What is it? I need to know what it is.
Can you not hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now. Nothing froze for me that time. Evolution was the previous winner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Head and Shoulders.
Head and Shoulders. So Head and Shoulders, Lucky Strike are the two previous product placement winners. Now we're getting near the end of the first half here. So
I need a wee.
actually not too bad pace. I'm impressed. So worst special effects, a 10-point podcast favourite. Gone in 60 Seconds. Need I say more? Previous winner. Blade 2. What was Blade 2? No, that was Blade 1. Was the Blood? That was Blade 2.
Was the fighting between the lights?
Yeah, you're right.
Danny
That's what that
John-Jules.
was. The Imaginarium of Dr. Panassus. I think that was like inside the kind of the Imaginarium thing. District 9. I don't know what specifically the special effects were.
That was the mech.
It was mech. Yeah. Megazord Ivan Ooze was the next one, speaks for itself. And then Evolution. I think some of the bits near the end.
How did Blade 1 not win for the blood drop? That's how this whole war started, isn't it?
I think it's Gone in 60 Seconds is big jump.
Oh, was that the same one? Fucking hell.
I believe unless is that different season? I feel like that must be season 1 as well. Anyway, this season 7, nominees. The CGI aliens in Alien 3, the ones that they decided didn't want to do practical for. CGI lens flare in Human Race. I think that was an Andy complaint, I think.
I don't remember that.
Now, Chris will maybe remember this one. Michael Keaton's office that was behind a window in the stadium in A Shot at Glory.
Yeah, I remember a proper pop of this one.
Because we couldn't quite work out if it was real or not.
It's like the Kanaka Stadium is like quite small and shitty, but they've got this big massive box with him just standing there, just looking at everybody going.
Yeah,
and then
he opens the
window.
window.
Like, is he there? I'm confused here. But like when the window was shut, it looked fake as fuck.
It looked really fake, but then he opened it. But yeah, again, that's nominated. The Old Man head pop in the Human Race.
I don't remember. Oh, no, I do.
I think it was behind a curtain or something like that.
Yeah.
The rat vampire in From Dusk Till Dawn, for some reason. Like, I don't know why he was a rat. And then the Scorpion King in The Mummy Returns. Not Dwayne Johnson himself, but you know that one, the Scorpion King. I have no idea where we are now, so we'll restate and go with Andy first.
I'm going bronze. I'm going to go for Rat Vampire from Dusk Till Dawn, because all the practical shit was pretty good. Then they just put that in straight afterwards. And then I'm going Alien CGI for pretty much the same reason. Why? You had practical aliens, and then you have this thing running around. However, the ultimate is mocked a lot. The Scorpion King gets gold because it looks like, well, I don't know, SmackDown versus Raw or whatever. Or SmackDown Here Comes the Pain.
I think it worked out. It was Just Bring It, I think.
Yeah, Just Bring It was better special effects than that. Considering they just had like a whole big special effects string beforehand, even the pygmies were amazing compared to that.
The monkeys. Excuse me. Oh my god, right. The Scorpion King absolutely is my gold medal. I can't argue that. It's the only thing I've got marked down as being a gold medal here. So that's a gold medal. To round out the rest, I think the CGI aliens were especially grating, so I'm going to go silver for them. I don't remember a lot of them, but since we've talked about it, I can't tell if it's good or bad. Michael Keaton in that office, it looks so fake, but if someone wants to tell me it was real, then it's tremendous. So that's my bronze. So Chris.
Yeah, that's my bronze as well. My silver is the Rat Vampire from Dusk Till Dawn. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. All the rest of them turn into normal vampires. He turns into a fucking rat. And it has to be the ultimate worst of the worst CGI ever is the Scorpion King.
Yeah. I feel like that needs a remaster.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
Like, you keep pretty much 90%. Like, you change the wave. Arnold Vosloo's mouth was, I think it was close second, where he's just like, coming towards you. Because the sand one on the first one was good. The water one was pretty shite. You fix that. You fix the Scorpion King. What the film's Mommy Returns is?
The perfect action movie, otherwise.
Chris just blanked out there.
I did. I had to be yawn there. I was about to fall asleep.
Right.
I'm boring you during the fucking
I had to be nap before. I didn't fully have a proper nap, so I woke myself up and now I'm getting sleepy again. And plus, alcohol makes me sleepy.
Before Chris falls asleep, we get a couple more awards in before the interval.
Have you seen how it works? I'll be fine and out and over.
It's fucking hilarious. he's the definition of somebody with narcolepsy. It's fucking brilliant.
Stupidest character is next.
Here we go.
Was it a segue for you?
Is it Chris?
Stupidest character. No previous winners. Dewey Riley in Scream. Golic in Alien 3. Jamie.
Is he the one that's in the bed? The one that lets it.
Golic is Paul McGann, the guy who goes mental and lets the alien out in one of the cuts of the film. Yeah. Jamie, Amy Smart in Just Friends. Mikey, Axel Foley's pal in Beverly Hills Cop, who decides I'll steal some bearer bonds from some criminals. The quote poopy diaper guy from Human Race, the weird guy who's like ha 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 poopy diaper baby or something.
Right, okay, yeah.
He was like a villain, but he was special. Richie, Quentin Tarantino in From Dusk Till Dawn. That one security guard who fell for the dance routine by the pensioners saying they were part of the halftime show in 80 for Brady. And then Slow from Lucky Number 7, the guy who was Bubba in Forrest Gump with his teeth going the other way. They are our nominees. Did I reset so it's me to go now?
Yeah.
Me to go first. So I do have a bunch here marked out. So let's go for... I'll go with honourable mention, that security guard. It really annoyed me, but I don't think he's important enough for me to kind of give him anything above honourable mention. Bronze. This is tough. I think Jamie from Just Friends, because she worked out that Chris was a complete dick and was horrible to be around, but anytime he phoned her up, she went on another date with him, not you. Went on a date with him again and again and again. I hate him, I'm going on a date, I'm going on a date. So that just annoyed me in that film. This is tough. Between two, who made the stupider move? I think the less stupid move was what Mikey did in Beverly Hills Cop, stealing the bonds. Because what Golic did in the director's cut of Alien 3, deciding that it was a good idea to let the alien out. That's a good idea. We should let this thing that's killing everybody out. That gets my gold medal. But if you didn't watch that version, I doubt it mattered. Chris.
So my bronze is the poopy diaper guy, because it really annoyed me, him just constantly shouting poopy diaper or whatever the fuck it is, or baby. My silver, I'm going to go for the security guard who fell for the dancing, because his sole goal is to stop people getting in, but he let them in anyway. Gold is Golic for the series, and you say, like, why let a killing machine out when it's trapped?
He was mad, I think is the reason, but yes, I say stupid. Andy.
All right, I'm going for Jamie from Just Friends is bronze because she had an opportunity to bang Ryan Reynolds straight away and she didn't. Silver, I'm going for Richie from Dusk Till Dawn because Quentin Tarantino was a weird, freaky, verging on pedo sex pest.
The main reason he was nominated was George Clooney said he was acting like a nut at one point when they were trying to hide from the border patrol. And he's like, a nut! You call me a nut or something like that. And he goes,
and he kicks right off.
Yeah. So that's why he was mainly nominated for stupidest character.
And Golic, 100%. Let's let an alien out.
To kill everybody. Again, after we've captured it. Like we'd won. Yeah. Stupidest character, Paul McGann as Golic in Alien 3. And that's it for the voting for the first half. We have just got some odds and ends to tidy up. Our statistic winners. I kept track throughout the whole season of the same stats, and these are the things that charted highest. Most shits in the season, 44 in Beverly Hills Cop, which sounds like a lot until Snatch hit 159 F-bombs. And also they won for C-bombs with, I think, 3, if I remember rightly, in that film too. Most explosions. Can you guess which film had most explosions? 74.
Fast and Furious.
It was Fast 10.
Aye.
If you remember, that dam exploded about 100 times. 50 times, maybe. Most deaths. The Mummy Returns wins with over 30,000 because the entire, the army that was helping them out got wiped out at one point, so they win. Most cows. Alien 3 had 8 cows in it, depending on which version you watched. So good to see the cows well represented. And most goats, Beast had 2 goats. It even led to one of the characters wandering off to play with the goats or something at one point. And the film had the most dead animals. Also, The Mummy Returns. We had dead horses, scorpions, and then poor old Horace got in the film as well. Most paedophiles, not even just is there a paedophile, which film had most paedophiles? At one point they claimed that all 25 prisoners in Alien 3 are in fact paedophiles, so therefore that has to be most paedophiles in a film. The Tom Cruise trifecta was not reached. Tackleberry still holds the championship belt of the trifecta. He was our last winner. A couple of close calls.
I feel somebody's picking one next season to try and get the Tackleberry trifecta.
We might do it. I think I don't know if I have lined up one that could win it, but yeah, it'll happen eventually. We'll get the Tackleberry trifecta, moves on to somebody else. Which film said the thing the most? Any idea what your guess is? What said the thing the most?
Fast and Furious? No, Lucky Number 7.
Neither of those. Andy, you got a guess?
Scream.
Oh, not a bad shout. Cube was the right answer. Obviously, because they're in the cube. How do we get out this cube? What is this cube? I made the cube, all that sort of stuff. 9 times in Cube. And one that Chris popped in and out with this one, but most nut shots of the season, there were 5 in Just Friends.
Face.
So, just what you told me? That's what you told me.
Sure,
so,
oh, yeah, because he gets zapped in the nuts at one point. Yeah, I do remember.
And then I remember the gas tank falling on him in the ambulance. It was a good one. That's it for the stats. Before intermission, the worst film. Let's get it out of the way. What was the worst film that we reviewed all year, or all season, I should say? 20 films. I have the bottom 5 here. They're not a clear bottom 5, but they are the 5 lowest. So, on tiebreakers, the 5th worst, getting a 4 out of 10, chosen by Andy, A Shot at Glory was our 5th worst film.
God damn, Sean.
It's actually
it's fucking Duval.
It's just about my cult favorite of the season, I think. Shot at Glory. One of my most favorite ones that we did was that 5th worst. 4th worst film, also getting a 4 out of 10. Getting a 4 out of 10, basically on the weight of Andy, giving it a 5. 80 for Brady.
I like that film.
Andy gave it a 5 somehow.
Awful.
That was chosen by The Wheel. Also chosen by The Wheel is a 3rd worst film of the season. Also getting a 4 out of 10. Basically on the weight of Chris's vote of a 5 out of 10, but only got a 4. Boston Strangler is the 3rd worst. 2 for The Wheel in the bottom 5 there. The 2nd worst film of the season. Now, these 2 are below the rest, but there's a clear winner. So this one is 2nd, but it's not the clear winner. A 3 out of 10. On the weight of a 5 from Andy, a film that he picked, The Human Race, is the 2nd worst of the season. But the worst film of the season, The Wheel picked it. I gave it a 3. You both gave it a 2. A 2 overall. One of the worst films we've done. Space Oddity is the worst film of the season.
Yes, The Human Race saved by the wheel.
The Human Race was equally my lowest vote of the year. I gave that a 1. It was my joint worst.
You were savage this year. This didn't give me films.
Brutal.
They were the only 2 1s I gave out. Chris's lowest of the season was a 2. Space Oddity got a 2. I don't know if that was the only 2 he gave out, but if you notice there, Andy's lowest of the season did not make it into the bottom 5.
Snatch. It
might have been Snatch, I think. And that's us for the first half. On the news that Space Oddity, shocking nobody, has been the worst film. I did think Human Race might have snuck down there, but Space Oddity.
That is on premise is a banger.
That had some good qualities.
Exactly.
You did like it more than Space Oddity. Yeah. So.
We all did.
I didn't. I liked.
Bruce would rather watch somebody not go to space rather than somebody being in space and fighting fucking aliens.
Yes. Yes, I would. It was just so grim and horrible, The Human Race. Anyway, Space Oddity, worst film.
You wait to next season.
Oh God! I think you promised us that last year. But Andy, 2 of your films are in the bottom 5, so you've got.
I've still not been the bottom of you ever.
I've picked 3, I think.
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't have actually the previous worst film winners.
I reckon Chris is the majority so far. I don't think I've been in the bottom yet.
Dr. Parnassus is one of them. Sure, Doom was quite low down. Tank Girl was quite low down, wasn't it?
No, I don't think I lost.
No, that was okay. I think.
I definitely Dr. Parnassus is one of them.
Well, we'll tell you after intermission.
I'll definitely look at it over intermission. So this is now the halftime break of the podcast. Now go do all your things to do. We will reconvene in a minute of time. And I think I always clap my hands to initiate intermission. So.
Yes, do it.
And we're back. Seamless transition there. I don't know.
Except I got darker.
You got darker. You turned the light off. So we have the information.
Change my t-shirt there actually to make it look.
We're discussing previous worst movies. As we left there, Doom was the first worst movie, which Chris picked season 1. It got a 3 out of 10. The second worst movie, Scanner Darkly, also chosen by Chris, also got a 2 out of 10. Sorry, got a 2 out of 10 from everybody. The next one, The Imaginarium Dr. Parnassus.
Yeah, I went through a roll.
3 1s gave it a 1, and that was the same season as The Room, which
some EJ gave it a 2 or a 3.
It was. Are you telling me that it was worse or better than The Imaginarium Dr. Parnassus?
It's just as shit. I'd rather not watch either of them.
I don't know what we'd have done if we did a joint worst film that all got 1 point each. Like, there's no break in that tie. Season 4, Howard the Duck was a 3 out of 10.
Nah,
was the worst.
I'm not having this.
That was Chris's pick again. Did you pick Imaginarium or was that The Wheel? That was The Wheel, wasn't it? What's next?
No, you picked it.
Oh, did you?
I think I had to run a 5 in a row.
Is it all been Chris? Is it? Bloody hell. 5 with a 3 out of 10. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, chosen by Andy.
Yeah, I did get a bad one.
And then last season was The Wheel, Beautiful Creatures, got a 2.
And The Wheel did it again.
Wheel this year, so I'm the only one. I factually pick the best films on this podcast by the sounds of things. Anyway, on with the Pointies for season 7.
Don't pick the worst films.
Slides away from me. I don't pick the worst films, you're right. I have moved everything around to do that, so everything's in the wrong place now. But to there. Before we get into the awards, basically the most important award of the evening, the quiz results for the season. It's the most hotly contested thing throughout. 20 quizzes. Andy was the quiz master /
I do know the results.
You do know the results, do you?
I don't know the results.
Oh, I don't know the results. Okay. Right. After a VAR review, there were 2 draws in the 20 quizzes. One was ruled as a draw. The other one was ruled as a victory to me. However, when you watch it back, I've now forgotten which episode it was. Andy might remember. Chris and I both answer the final question and say Malcolm X at exactly the same time.
I've been on my head, you didn't.
Sean said it as well at the exact same time.
Like the same intonation, the same inflections, exactly the same. Let's go Malcolm X. Like it's kind of like that at exactly the same time. So that was the last question. It was ruled as a win to me, but that has to be a draw. So 2 draws, but that means we still could tie. There's no definite winner here. So out of the other 18 quizzes, Chris won 8 and I won 10.
Oh,
meaning I think that is the closest it has ever been in terms of the quizzes.
You had a big comeback run in one of them. You like got 4 or 5 in a row.
I believe I won the first 2, and I think you won the next 4. I think it's at some point, and then after that I kind of came back. But yeah, 10, 8, and 2 we were in the quiz this year.
There you go.
It's because not too many were ChatGPT. What number was this and what number was that? Andy came up with some really creative ones this year. Comes to mind is the Scream one, where it was all the different screams from different films.
Oh, I absolutely fucking nailed that one.
You did.
Some good quizzes. You did that. On to the rest of our awards evening. Best acting. Once again, everybody's all grouped together into the one. So previous winners, we did have best actor and actress, so they're all grouped together. So best acting winners in the past: Jim Carrey, Mila Jovovich, Bill Goldberg, Rosamund Pike in her redemption story, Christoph Waltz, Raul Julia, Michael Douglas, and Zoe Saldana last year for Avatar was best acting. Nominees this year: Ali McCoist, A Shot at Glory, Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop, George Clooney from Dusk Till Dawn, Jason Momoa from Fast 10, Keira Knightley in Boston Strangler, Neve Campbell in Scream, Nicole DeBoer in Cube, and Pablo Schreiber in Den of Thieves. They are our nominees. I think we got as far as Chris picking first, so let's carry on from there.
I don't fuck it, I'll go for it. My bronze is Nicole DeBoer from The Cube. My silver, because he was an absolute revelation, Alan McCoist from A Shot of Glory. But my gold, because I am still laughing about half of this stuff he does, is Jason Momoa from Fast X. He absolutely made that film.
Do you want to give any context to your bronze medal to Nicole DeBoer for us?
I just remember being probably the best actor in that entire film.
Probably right, yeah. I think so. Well, we did nominate.
She's the only one that jumped out at me. The other ones. Yeah. Pablo Schreiber's put a sour taste in me because of Master Chief.
Right, yeah. Andy, what are your picks?
I'm going to agree with Chris on bronze, Nicole DeBoer. To elaborate a bit more, she was the best thing in that film. She was obviously definitely good because then she did like Battlestar Galactica and actually got an acting career out of it. She's dropped off the face of the planet now, but still. Small steps. Silver, I'm going to go for Neve Campbell in Scream.
Oh.
Because she actually does that pretty well, and she obviously is in like 7 other Scream films, so she's doing something right. However, Jason Momoa in Fast X, gold. Some may say it's not acting, some may say it's him in real life because I've met him. It is him, but he puts a twist on it, and my God, does he put a gay twist on it. Amazing.
I'm not voting for Momoa, but it also means I can't change the fact that he's going to win. So Momoa is your winner. My 3 are bronze to Eddie Murphy because I've really enjoyed him in Beverly Hills Cop, although as you say, that's kind of what he does all the time. My silver, I'm going to George Clooney for my silver because I think it changed him in my eyes, like George Clooney. I didn't think he was that good. Couldn't do what I wanted, but in that film he did. But I'm going Ali McCoist for my gold medal. I think unfairly.
He would be an honourable mention to me, to be fair.
If Bill Goldberg won a season, then I think Ali McCoist was.
If it wasn't for Jason Momoa, he'd be winning it hands down, Alan McCoist.
But yeah, Momoa is the winner in his role as Dante in Fast 10. But yeah, it wasn't to my particular tastes what he was doing in that film. And the whole film wasn't really. But he's the winner. Can't argue. From best to worst. Worst acting is next. Former winners: Nicolas Cage, Rosamund Pike, Peter Dinklage, 10-Point Podcast Hall of Famer.
Is she not winner for the same? No, never mind. No. Carry on.
Emily Ratajkowski from Gone Girl. No, the entire cast of The Room. Dolph Lundgren, he was nominated twice that year, and Christopher Lambert for Highlander. For the last
that was it. That was the other Scottish accent that was absolute shit.
Ah, you're right. It was Christopher Lambert. Nominees, worst acting this year: Alexandra Shipp in Space Oddity.
I can't tell you who she is.
The main girl. I can't completely blanking on her name. She was in X-Men, which is bizarre. Ernest Liu from Dusk Till Dawn. Scott, the son of Harvey Keitel. Fred Coury is the actor name of the yellow jersey guy in The Human Race. Right. Nikki Guadagni, who's Holloway in Cube. Robert Duvall in A Shot at Glory, the winner of our Worst Accent Award. Rose McGowan in Scream. And Vin Diesel in Fast 10. I can't believe we got this far without really mentioning Vin Diesel in this podcast. But he is worst acting. Andy, to go first.
Right. This one's actually fairly easy, I reckon. I'm going to go for... bronze, Rose McGowan Scream, because she literally was the worst thing about that film. Silver, Robert Duvall.
Ooh.
Because he was pretty shit. His accent, his acting was okay, but his accent pushed him over to being in that thing. However, it can't be topped by just how shit he really was in his own film. Vin Diesel, Fast 10. He got out-acted by everybody else and then moaned about it afterwards. So
complained, yeah.
That makes a bad actor right there.
Righty-ho. I'm going to go honourable mention, that yellow jersey guy in Human Race. I think that was mainly because he was miscast and didn't fit the role, so he's only getting an honourable mention. Andy's right about Robert Duvall. It was the accent, so he's getting a bronze from me. Just the accent was bad enough. His acting was, apart from the legendary telephone scene, he was okay at acting. So that I'm now stuck between two. I'm going to try and make Chris be the bit of tiebreaker here. Vin Diesel gets my silver because, as Andy's saying, but Ernest Liu, his entire acting career is being in From Dusk Till Dawn. And that says pretty much how good he was in that one film, which had a sizable role, did Ernest Liu. So he's my gold. Chris?
My bronze is Vin Diesel. Like, his acting ability has gone down from the first Fast and Furious film. But he's still real good at Riddick. I want to do more Riddick films because he could actually act in that. My silver is Fred Coué, the yellow jersey guy. What is it? He described himself as a Tour de France cyclist.
Yeah, he's a professional cyclist. Yeah,
3 stone overweight or something like that.
Yeah.
But my gold is Robert Duvall because he was fucking horrendous. Even his crying, like he was the same. What film was it? That film with Michael Douglas falling down. Right out of nowhere, his face is kind of for some reason. He did the same with this. When he was crying, he went.
That means I left for Chris to break the tie. He's actually given us a tie, Andy. So we're going to have to get the old number generator out here.
I'm eating my crackers.
Well, unfortunately, you guys tell us
40 years as a decent actor is beyond me now.
Whether Robert Duvall or Vin Diesel was the worst actor of the year.
Right, hold on.
Tell us.
Right.
And they're all major films.
We're going to do 1 to 4. I'm going to do 1 to 4, so do like 1, 2, 3, 4.
So Robert Duvall 1 and 2, Vin Diesel 3 and 4. Would that be the best way to do it?
Do it. Can you see it?
Yep. And Vin Diesel. Yay! Well done, Vin.
I think that's fair. Robert Duvall is the accent. Vin Diesel is the acting.
Yeah, awards. That's fair. Vin Diesel also, we saw him be okay in the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
And then to be bad in Fast 10.
It's not even that he's bad in the Fast and the Furious. It's the fact he moaned about like, oh, Jason Momoa stole my light and blah 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 was really good. It's like just act better than your bell end, or you're the producer / like, director. Don't fucking hire them. Stop bitching about it, bell end.
Okay, another new award, something else I was tracking throughout the year. Most in the wrong movie. What one character, person, actor, otherwise stood out as, what the hell are you doing in this piece of entertainment? Nominees. Anna Faris in Just Friends. That might be for good reasons. Most in the wrong movie. Brie Larson in Fast 10. Speaking of Fast 10. Golic got nominated again for Alien 3. That's mainly because he isn't in one of the versions of it, but it was really important to the point where he won a Pointy Award for the other version. Howard for Big Bang Theory was in Space Oddity, doing a weird Russian accent. Imhotep in The Mummy Returns. Was it just so they could call it The Mummy Returns? Is that why he was in that film? Michael Keaton in A Shot at Glory. The O'Brien family in Den of Thieves, i.e. Gerard Butler's family, who sunk that film anytime they appeared on screen. And then Serge in Beverly Hills Cop, because entertaining, but why is he in that film? Doesn't quite fit with everybody else. They are our nominees. I forget where we are. Is it me to go first?
I just went, so it's you.
Me?
Yeah.
I've got 4 marked out as being important here. I'm going to go with my honourable mention, Imhotep, because, yeah, genuinely, isn't that
You
film?
got annoyed by that.
That did annoy me. It wasn't as good. I can do it now because I'm kind of free. I can do my Imhotep impression from The Mummy Returns. No! That's me watching that film. So I can do that now. Yes, that was the best bit that he did in that film. So because of that, he only gets an honourable mention. Michael Keaton. The main problem I had with that was that Robert Duvall just could have played that character, and then they could have got Brian Cox or an actual good Scottish actor to be the manager. But no, had to be Michael Keaton for some reason. Silver, the O'Brien family and all of Big Nick's background story kind of ruins that film, apart from the one scene where he walks in on the wife on the double date. But most in the wrong movie, Brie Larson, Fast 10. I have no idea why. Absolutely not even the first idea why she is in Fast 10. That's my gold medal. Chris.
My bronze, I'm going to give it to the O'Brien family from Den of Thieves. My silver is Brie Larson from Fast X, because, like you said, it's just that spinning round scene where they're just discussing everything that's happened in the past films.
Yeah,
that's pretty much all she does, and maybe drink Stella. But my gold is Michael Keaton from A Shot of Glory.
Oh, okay.
They didn't even need him in the film.
Yeah, the threat of, I'm going to take the team to Ireland.
It could have just been the manager did a good job of getting him to the final. There was no need for the moving the team thing and him just being the boss.
Exactly. Andy.
Right. I'm going to blow this whole thing wide open.
Ooh, okay.
Cementing it. I'm going to go for bronze. Howard from The Big Bang Theory. Like,
right.
His career died.
The fact that he's in the film doesn't bother me. It's why he's Russian. He didn't have to be Russian at all.
Yeah. But also, that's a career dive right there. He was in the most popular sitcom to that pish.
Yeah.
Speaking of pish, Brie Larson in Fast and Furious 10. Like, she's not even eye candy. She's just pointless.
Yeah, I still would.
And Michael Keaton gets the gold, Shot of Glory, because he's basically just playing Bruce Wayne buys a football team.
I would not think you were
10 times more interesting.
Yeah, that's Bruce Wayne. Yeah.
Bruce Wayne in A Shot of Glory.
I didn't think you were going that way. You've now given us another tie. This is unprecedented. Yeah, I don't know if it just shows you what kind of season we had this year. There's so many plausible options that the got another tie. So Brie Larson is tied with Michael Keaton as the most in a wrong movie here.
I'm going to do 1 to 6 this time.
Imagine
1 to 6.
Flying over Kilmarnock, they're playing football. Suffolk Crimes.
Oh shit! Hold on, I dropped the most important tool ever.
Well, he's crisps.
Is cracker?
No,
beer.
My phone.
Phone. I dropped the number generator. So you're doing 1 to 6. Did you say?
Right. You see it?
Hang on. So Brie Larson 1 to 3, and then Michael Keaton 4, 5, 6.
Ready? Go.
6. Michael Keaton is in A Shot at Glory, but shouldn't be for some reason. Stole it. Brie Larson was on a winner there until Andy's nomination at the very end. A bit of a twist ending, you might say, which is a very obvious segue into Best Twist, which is next. Some classic 10-point podcast twists in the past. Boy in the Striped Pajamas was a previous Best Twist where they gassed the main character. The Witch, was that the Black Phillip was the devil? Was that the twist at the end of The Witch, I think? Oh, I love that. I love that Black Phillip.
That film still gets rave reviews.
You liked it. I loved Black Phillip, but you liked that film way better than me and Andy did, I think. Alien, Best Twist. It's a twist in Alien. Oh, I think it's Ash being a robot, I think. Ready or Not, that the curse was real. 7, basically the ending of 7. And then The Shining, which the twist was basically that poor old Dick Halloran got killed again.
Jack hiding behind the thing.
Yeah. What? Yeah, so that twist ending. Nominees, Best Twist for this season. Ames was working with Dante the whole time in Fast 10. Brakowski was the one who killed Slevin's mother in Lucky Number 11. Donnie is the mastermind of the whole thing in Den of Thieves. Ghostface is Billy and Stu in Scream. Kilnockie FC did not win the Scottish Cup final in A Shot at Glory. The main character, was killed off first in the human race. We spent 10 minutes getting introduced to her and she's gone. Ripley has an alien inside of her in Alien 3. And the titty twister is actually a vampire lair in From Dusk Till Dawn.
This is a hard one, this.
I mean, the season is so evenly matched throughout the entire season, all these things.
This is some good-ass twists on here.
Oh, shit.
Is it Chris first yet?
Yeah. Right, so my bronze, I'll go for Kilnockie didn't win the cup because in most films like that they'll go on to beat the big evil Rangers and win the final. My silver, I'll go for Donnie as the mastermind in Den of Thieves, but gold because I generally didn't see this coming is the main character is killed off in Human Race.
Right, a human race.
Like I said before, that big build up to her. She's like, oh yeah,
blew your
mind
mind that
this.
literally
First step, bang.
It blew his mind literally. Andy, what are your picks?
Right, this is a hard one. This is probably my hardest one so far. So I'm going to go for Ames working for Dante the whole time in Fast X for bronze, because you kind of think it's coming. Then it's like, oh no, it's coming. He's joined the Familia. Then it's like, oh no, he did. So right,
It's a well-delivered twist. I'll say that much about Fast X.
I didn't see that coming. And then I'm going to say, first time around, it's the only reason why I get silver, is the Titty Twister's a vampire lair, because that film really just, you don't see vampires coming out.
It's going that way, and all of a sudden, oh, vampires.
Yeah,
it goes
didn't see that coming at all. However, one that always gets me, and I've seen it 1,000,001 times, 100%, you know, Billy is 100% a killer, but Stu, he's the quiet one. He doesn't seem like a killer. But both of them as Ghostface blow my mind every time.
Gets you every time, does it?
Gets me every time, like Chris says.
Right, again, I've got a clear winner here, so it's to work up to that. It's tough. I think I might have to go Ghostface. I think until now, I know it now because I covered it for the podcast. In the past, I think I'm always like, couldn't ever remember who it was. I don't know about my silver, though. I think because I mentioned it, I'll go Fast 10, Ames, my silver. But my gold is Donnie being revealed at the end of Den of Thieves, because I think I always remember, like, how did they get away with it? And I remember that Big Nick catches them on the road, but I do forget the last step, which is that Donnie, the whole time, was, like, pulling the strings behind everybody. I think that wins it. It does. That wins it for Den of Thieves. Pointy Award winner. Best twist, Donnie mastermind in that movie. On the next one. Most underused.
Oh.
Previously won by Bill Paxton, Jack Black, and Steve Guttenberg. Bill Paxton was that Hit Woman film with Gina Carano in it.
Oh, yeah.
Haywire, that was him. Jack Black, probably...
Waterworld.
Waterworld, yeah. And then Guttenberg, I think, was Cocoon.
Yes.
I think our least popular episode of all time, Cocoon, from all different angles. I think he was underused in that.
Was that a wheel?
Yeah,
No.
that was a wheel.
Was it?
It was a wheel, but somebody picked it to put it on the wheel back in the days, didn't it? Nominees, most underused. In the Ringer, Brian Cox. In a Shot at Glory, Brian Cox. Fast 10, Jason Statham. Beverly Hills Cop, it says on here. Paul Reiser was in that film. The Rock in The Mummy Returns. Sharlto Copley in Beast. Stephen Root in Just Friends. And From Dusk Till Dawn, Tom Savini as Sex Machine. They are our nominees.
Oh, is that the pistol penis?
Yeah. Who turned into the rat vampire. That was him. Is it me?
No, me.
Andy.
Right. I'm going for bronze. He's been out of the limelight for some while, but Sharply Copley from Beast. I always say that. I've got biscuit in my mouth too. But yeah, him.
Good for a podcast.
It's close. It's close.
ASMRs.
Yeah. But he was in it almost enough, but he could have been in a bit more. Jason Statham, Fast X would have elevated that film a little bit more for me.
Definitely.
However, A Shot at Glory, Brian Cox. Yeah, you're right. He should have just been the main guy.
He should have been Gordon. He really should have been. Right, I've got 3 marked out, and Andy has mentioned 2 of them. For the same reason Andy said, Jason Statham was most underused in Fast 10, mainly because he was like 4th billed on the poster as being in this film. And he's literally one scene, and half of that was in the end of the previous film. So him, I'm going to go for The Rock as my silver in retrospect, because he's in one scene in the CGI, but they also didn't realize they had the biggest like movie star possible and didn't use him in their film. But I'm the same as Andy. Brian Cox, nominated twice. I'm giving my gold to him for A Shot of Glory because he just should have been the main character in A Shot of Glory. Chris.
Right, so my bronze, I'll give you is Jason Statham in the Fast X. Like I said, he was one of the top bill. I was in it for like 2 minutes tops, maybe. My silver, I'm going to go for Brian Cox from The Ringer.
Oh, for the silver.
But my gold is The Rock from Mum Returns. They had him. Why not just use him through the, even the CGI bit? Just use him instead of using some fucking computer game like this.
Yeah, exactly. You had him to use. Second place, The Rock ends up behind Brian Cox. If you combine these nominations together, he cruises it. But for A Shot at Glory specifically, but with a wee ringer kind of kicker. Most underused, Brian Cox.
He's always underused in every film he's in. He's never the main guy, apart from Succession.
Never used enough in Succession, which I've not actually seen properly. He might be in that not enough as well. We'll find out. Best Badass. We do love a badass on the 10 Point Podcast. That is next. Previous winner, only one. That was Quaritch in Avatar. That was the.
He was a badass.
He was a badass. That was the only winner last season. Nominees this year: Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop, Casey Ryback in Under Siege, Dominic Toretto in The Fast and the Furious, The Lion in Beast, Merriman in Den of Thieves, Mickey in Snatch, Sex Machine in From Dusk Till Dawn, and the aforementioned Shaw, Jason Statham, in Fast 10. Me this time? I completely lost whose turn it is. A tough one. Some real badasses here. Want to pick him. How do I fit him in? No, I think... Mickey is my bronze, because he wins every boxing match when he tries, basically, with one punch. Silver, he's an absolute badass, and that's kind of what makes his character Merriman in Den of Thieves, being an absolute kind of, I don't know, killing machine and robbery machine. But I think the most badass character in the entire season is that Lion. He snaps, and he's just like, I'm going to take every single one of your kind down. For no, it has no purpose, this Lion, except to just be a killing machine of humans. So he's the best badass, I think. Chris?
I'll give him the honourable mention, the Lion.
The Lion.
Because it did take, I don't know how many times he got shot and more lions to take him down. So he was a bit of a badass. I agree with your silver and bronze. But my gold goes to Casey Ryback, managed to take down an entire ship of people himself, pretty much.
Yeah, had little help, didn't he? Very little help. Andy?
I'm going to go for bronze Merriman, Den of Thieves.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for silver. It was all short but sweet. Shaw, Fast 10.
He was very badass in that one scene that he was in.
Yep. Yeah. I'm a Chris. Casey Ryback, Under Siege, gold. Because he took down a whole fucking entire ship.
He's just a chef. He's just a cook.
He's just a cook.
Yeah.
Just a cook.
That wins it for, what do you call him, Steven Seagal. I can't argue. They're all badasses. I just wanted to make sure the Lion got represented there. So Casey Ryback, Under Siege, a Pointy winner for Steven Seagal's performance, basically. That's Casey Ryback.
I reckon that's the first thing he's ever won in his life.
Except from some fake martial art fights.
Apparently pooped himself.
Oh yeah, that as well. Yeah, doesn't really make him a winner.
I'm going to find a YouTube video of this. I don't believe you.
It's on the Always Sunny podcast. I can't remember what episode it is though. I'll need to find it.
I call bullshit.
Stick up shit. Most annoying kid is next. We're going to
This is Bruce Classic.
Oh, they annoy me. Denny from The Room was the first winner. Melvin from Tremors was next. That little kid in Jurassic Park that annoys, what do you call him? Sam Neill, who has to get out of the claw in Jurassic Park. And then Bruce Wayne, whiny little Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins is the last one. Nominees this time round. Alex from The Mummy Returns. That's
a kid.
He's the son.
He's the son. He's
no. Wait till you get to it.
All right, okay. The daughters in Beast, Idris Elba's daughters that keep getting into trouble. The friend zoning little girl in Just Friends. She's the one, if you remember, that one boy gives her a cookie and she immediately gives it to another guy. So her. Jackie McQuillan Jr. from A Shot at Glory, Alan McCoy's son. Kazan in Cube, who was not a child. Nominated, he won, unfortunately. The three Pavilion kids in Space Oddity, going from loving army to loving space all the time being annoying. The little squealing Japanese boy in the human race whose only purpose was to squeal, yes. And then Stu in Scream.
He's not a kid either.
He was at school. How is he not a kid?
Well, because he looked like he was 30.
Well, yeah, he was 26 or something, wasn't he? 26, 27? I can't remember.
Chris, I didn't even notice Kazan. It was Stu that I was laughing at.
He's a high schooler. That's a child. I'm sorry. Chris to start?
It's Chris.
It's me, yeah. My bronze is the little Japanese boy because that scream just went right through me. The silver. I'll go for the daughters from Beast because I don't know. They've just been a bit of a dick to their dad who's trying to save them. And my gold is I've lost it now. The friend zone little girl from Just Friends, like, here, do you want my cookie? Oh yeah, I love a cookie. Yeah, here, take my cookie. What a little bitch.
Yep, absolutely. Can't argue.
I'd be like the other guy, I want my fucking cookie back. I'll take that.
Yeah, I wasn't giving it to him. Hey, Andy, what are your picks?
I'm gonna go. I'm basing these purely on the other kids, by the way. So I'm gonna go for the little Japanese boy from Human Race, bronze. Jackie McQuillan Jr., because he just didn't listen to his dad. But the daughters from Beast, they just did not listen at all. Stay in the thing. Oh, I want to go save blah, blah, blah. Stay here. Oh, I want to go here. It's like, fucking listen, you villains.
Yeah, exactly. We found this abandoned town with a whole bunch of dead bodies. What you should totally
I'll
do
go
is
look at a
wander
goat.
off.
I'm off.
Yeah. Right, my top three. Which way around are these? The squealing Japanese boy is bronze because he was less annoying through voluntarily. So silver, far more voluntarily annoying, was the friend zoning little girl handing off the cookie. And I don't care what you say, Stu in Scream is the most annoying character we've done this season. And he is a child.
Hit me with a phone, dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Classic.
Yeah. Tiebreaker time, Andy, again. So many this season. We just don't agree on anything. That's been the story of this.
I'm doing 1 to 8 this time.
Right. So the daughters from Beast are the first 4, and then the friend zoning little girl is 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Right. Okay. You see it?
Yep.
Press.
3. That means that the 2 daughters of Idris Elba, whose character names I don't even bloody have written down here, are the winners of most annoying kids. First time 2 children.
2 kids are annoying.
Yes. Our final award before we get on to the proper awards that we're all here for. Best Plan. Still an old favourite of ours. So that's how we're really at the tippy top awards here. Best Plan. Logan Lucky's Heist. Previous winner. Hans Gruber's Plan. If only that pesky John McClane hadn't been there, he'd have got away with it. The 7 Deadly Sins in 7, and then the Gremlins assassination of Mrs. Deagle in Gremlins is the last best. So it's perfectly executed. So this season's best plans. Nominees. Dante's plan to basically do everything that he did in Fast 10. Donnie's master plan for everything that they did in Den of Thieves. Herpes Simplex 10 in Beverly Hills Cop when he walks up to the club.
I was trying to read that here going, what the fuck is that? But then as soon as you say Herpes Simplex, I was like, I know exactly what you mean. I'm
here for Mr. Maitland to tell him it's Ramon who he met last Wednesday or whatever it was. The Kansas City Shuffle, which we think is what Slevin's Revenge was all about in lucky number Slevin. The plan to let Levin, the maths genius, work everything out in Cube. The Pikeys' plan for revenge in Snatch. The plan to trap the alien and cover it in molten lead and explode it in Alien 3. And then the trio of bad guys who hid and pushed everybody on the grass in the human race, one of which was Poopy Diaper Guy. They are the best plan nominees. Who's first this time?
Me.
I've just went.
Andy.
It's me. Right. There's a lot of good plans here. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to go for Herpes Simplex 10 bronze.
Yeah.
Because it worked. And then I'm going for Donnie's plan and Den of Thieves because once again it worked.
Very much so.
However, the man was a genius. He walked into a room full of armed guards. He knew what he was doing. Dante's plan, Fast 10, flawlessly executed.
So Jason Momoa gets the votes from Andy again. I'm going for my bronze is the Eddie Murphy Herpes Simplex 10, get him into the Harrow Club. That's my bronze. My silver is Slevin's Revenge in lucky number Slevin, which is perfectly flawlessly, excellently executed plan. However, I think Donnie, his plan was a more better thought out, deep.
My only issue with your Slevin one is he called himself Slevin after the fucking horse. Somebody could have worked that out.
If they paid enough attention, they would have done. Yeah, exactly. But he got away with it. It worked. So yeah, that's mine. Chris.
Okay, so I'm going to give an honorable mention to Dante's plan because it was good. But my bronze is the trio of bad guys hiding and push people on the grass because it did whittle a lot of people down. Although I've never just thought about when it came to the last three, what would they have done? But
I was thinking of that as well.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was putting this together, I was thinking. But then there were the three simpletons, so they would end up fighting before then, regardless. I think. So.
My silver is going to Donnie's Den of Thieves master plan. But my gold is Slevin. His whole plan to wipe out everybody that killed his parents is flawless.
It is. It's not as good as Donnie's master plan in total, though. It is the winner with 2 silvers and a gold medal.
What about if I put that one as bronze and the trio of bad guys is silver?
Too late now. You can't. I think it would still have won. Yeah, it still would have won. I think. Anyway,
trying to rig the awards. You can't rig awards, Chris.
I know. You can't change after the results.
Well, that's why I said it afterwards, after I knew the results were. I can't rig it beforehand.
On to our major awards then. These are the big ones. And there's a couple of contextual ones in here. So the next one, the Chris Cameo Award. People that Chris tried to claim was a cameo throughout the season that were given Chris his own wee category that we could decide I guess let's Chris decide.
What do you mean? Technically, fucking Metal Walker is a cameo.
Alanis Morissette he nominated for Just Friends, who was not in the film.
It was a cutscene.
That was his best cameo. At one point, he tried to claim Corey Stoll was a cameo in Lucky Number 7. This was the peak of Chris recognizing people.
I recognise him. I never picked him as best cameo.
No, it was mentioned.
This is you adding stuff and fucking blaming me.
You know, you listen to the podcast back.
Listen to it back. You go to that whole episode and tell me that they don't discuss him. Damon Wayans, and Beverly Hills Cop. Added at the last minute because Eddie Murphy kind of knew who he was in his first film ever, and it was a cameo.
It's a retrospective Chris cameo.
Well, Chris at one point mentioned in passing about how John Saxon could be included as a cameo in From Dusk Till Dawn. I don't even exactly, but you were like, we're talking about the people who could be cameos. And I was like, we could have Kelly Preston.
Who John Saxon is?
I said Kelly Preston. She was the news reporter. And you're like, oh yeah, but if you're including her, you could have John Saxon. And I was like, I have no idea who that is, Chris. So
neither do I. So how the fuck am I adding that?
Don't know. Meadow Walker as best cameo. Well, Chris is going to argue, yes, that is a cameo. She's only in the film because she is Paul Walker's daughter. But it doesn't really work as a viewer. It works for her. But it doesn't work as, oh, look, there's Meadow Walker.
That's the same as having Gwyneth Paltrow in Dogma as a random passenger, all because she happened to be there. Ben Affleck was there that day.
But you would recognise Gwyneth Paltrow.
But you know who Gwyneth Paltrow is because she's done stuff.
It's the same course, though. I recognise him.
This is why this is the Chris cameo.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but I don't know why we're arguing with you. Sure, war. And then Sean Walker in A Shot of Glory because.
Well, that's literally got added because he is in the film and nobody else has ever been in the film.
Yeah, so I don't know how we decide this one here. This is really just to poke fun at Chris and the people who think sort of cameo.
Find out who John Saxon is because I haven't got a fucking clue who that is.
So, right, you talk us through who you think the best cameo and I'll.
Well, I feel like Sean has to be gold because nobody else, none of us are ever going to be in the film. And he is there, clear as day. Then silver, I'll go for Meadow Walker. No, shit, no, Damon Wayans was quite funny as the Banana Man.
He was not Banana.
I'm still classing that as cameo. Banana Man was my silver and Meadow Walker is bronze.
So Sean wins it.
Sean wins it.
He was an FBI agent, was John Saxon. The problem I have is I've ended up on Wikipedia looking this information up, and it says next to it, cameo appearance.
I reckon Chris has been in there changing that shit.
So, that's what it is, yeah. So where was the last editing?
Cameos because he knew you were going to do it. He'd set you up. He teed you up perfectly in this one.
But genuinely, like the whole thing, there's an extra column in his filmography, and it's like unfinished movie appears in this column, and then blank, 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 was director, blank, 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 unfinished movie, blank, 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 and then from dusk to dawn, cameo appearance, and then blank, 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 blank. This guy made hundreds of films. There's only one that says cameo appearance next to it.
Definitely, Chris was in there.
John Saxon is.
He was an FBI agent. If you remember how prevalent the FBI agents were, I believe he must have been the guy on the news that Kelly Preston interviewed that was doing. We're looking for the.
Yes, I know.
Presumably it's him. Yeah. But like. This point, I think he might have to be the winner. I'm sorry, but anyway, that was the Chris cameo because Sean's the winner. Okay, Sean's the winner. Say that. The best cameo though. So this is actual cameos that we managed to argue round, and these are who was the best cameo. Previous winners: Robert Downey Jr. in Chef and Sean William Scott in Old School are the best cameos up to this point. Some context there for you. Nominees: Dwayne Johnson in Fast 10. Ewan Bremner in Snatch, Ja Rule in The Fast and the Furious, Linda Blair in Scream, Michael Bisping in Den of Thieves, Patton Oswalt in 80 for Brady, Robert Forster in Lucky Number 11, and then the SFA referees of the late 1990s in A Shot of Glory, because they cast actual referees as the referees in this movie. Me first. Must be about that point now. My three. It's tough because it's a very niche one. The whole film's a niche thing, but the SFA referees get my bronze because it was actually
even ex-players are in that. So like all the ex-SFA people or footballers should be included in that one.
But for me, it was the ref, like
Hugh Dallas.
Yeah, no. Why did it have to be John Rowbottom? Why did it have to be Mike McCurry? Like, there's no reason for this. So that's my bronze. So I've got two others on sheer. Quality of performance, I'll give Bisping silver in Den of Thieves. That's just so random, but he was English, that was the point. But Robert Forster just about stole the film with his cameo appearance in Lucky Number 7, telling the tale of how Slivin came to be, basically. So he's my gold. Chris?
Ewan Bremner from Snatch gets my bronze. No, fuck it, he gets my silver. The SFA get my bronze. No, I don't even want that. Linda Blair from Scream gets my bronze.
I didn't recognise her.
I recognised her. Ewan Bremner gets my silver, and Robert Forster gets my gold.
For Forster as well. Gold for him.
That was a mission to get to that.
Got there in the end. Andy, what are your best cameos?
Linda Blair, bronze, Scream. Robert Forster, silver, Slevin, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Fast 10, because nobody's seen that coming.
And it gets you excited for the new one, I'm sure.
It does.
Apparently him and Dante get their own film before the next Fast film.
No, the latest rumours are that Vin Diesel fucking hates The Rock again and the whole film's been cancelled again.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's because he knows he's going to get out-acted again.
Aye.
What a guy. What a legend.
He fucking hates everybody. He's
just and do another Riddick film.
If I was an actor, I'm Vin Diesel, I'm telling you right now. Fuck him. Hate him.
Best inanimate object, one of the 10 Point Podcast most favourite
who won?
things. Oh, sorry. I thought we were watching Robert Forster. 2 golds and a silver.
Good.
Robert
Holy
Forster.
shit.
I think I announced it and you started
blew
talking
off the
about
whole
the Fast and
award.
Furious. Anyway, Robert Forster. Best inanimate object. I'm so excited to go into this. Previous inanimate objects in our Hall of Fame, basically. A dildo, some tumbleweed, a tooth cart, Terry Crews's big gun, a lightsaber, and a Batmobile. So, yeah. Any questions?
Me, myself, and I read. Is that the dildo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the fist, I think.
Oh, that's why he throws it behind him and bounces around.
Yeah, squeaks. Nominees for this season. The old banana and the tailpipe from Beverly Hills Cop. The buttons in the cube. The legendary metal, possibly buttons. The cannon car in Fast 10. And the 1970 Dodge Charger in the Fast and the Furious. The kids' homemade spaceship that they built in the pavilion in Space Oddity. The microwave bomb that took 16 minutes or something like that for it to explode in Under Siege. The penis gun in From Dusk Till Dawn. And the saw LMG that Chris would die on a hill for in Den of Thieves. He just wouldn't stop talking about it. And luckily, it's Chris to go first.
Was it? Oh, shit. My bronze. Do you know what? I'll give it to the saw. Just that whole scene of him just like waiting and then put his hand down and just fucking blowing everything around. It was great. My silver is going to be Dom's 1970 Charger from the Fast and the Furious. But gold, because it's just iconic. It's the microwave bomb from Under Siege.
Oh, right, okay.
What were you thinking?
We'll wait and see, won't we?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going for bronze. I'm going for the 1970 Dodge Charger because I won that.
Mm-hmm.
Just as much as I would like silver, a penis gun. However, it was such a simple thing and it works. Banana in the tailpipe. Every time.
So one of mine's not been mentioned yet, so I'm just going to give it bronze. The buttons in Cube.
That's the only other thing you liked about the buttons.
I don't know what they were made of. Like they sucked on them to keep the saliva going, but somehow they could scrawl in the cube with them. I don't know. So that's my bronze. My silver is banana tailpipe, the old banana tailpipe technique. But my gold is where I thought Chris was going. And I know Andy wants one now. Penis gun. How can you go wrong with penis gun? The problem is
I don't know how it worked though, because he kind of like just flicked his hips and it came down and it just shot.
Yeah,
and he flicked it back up. Oh, did he?
Yeah, he had a hand remote thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's caused a tie, Andy. I apologize.
Oh, motherfucker.
Banana in the tailpipe, penis gun.
Right, I'm going to do 1 to 50.
Oh,
right,
God.
so the first 25 is banana tailpipe, and 26 to 50 is penis gun.
You see it?
Yep.
Go.
44, penis gun.
Hey.
Yeah. Good old penis gun. I've put caps lock on now. Penis gun is the winner. A real proper winner, I would say, that deserves to be in our Hall of Fame. And I'll have to say penis gun on that list every time we get to it. I don't know why this is now, because there's some strange nominees awards to come after it. But Michael Pena, the Michael Pena Award for the best telling of a story is next. Another major award here. Previous winners: Amy Dunn and Gone Girl, Chuck. I don't know what that is. The word Chuck. Chuck.
Such a good award we've forgotten.
Chuck. I don't know what Chuck is. Someone called Chuck won the award for best telling of a story and something.
Oh, is that Dog Soldiers?
No, because it's the tattoo story. It's another winner, which it did win. Quint and his USS Indianapolis for Jaws. And then Why Kate Hates Christmas, that hellish story in Gremlins. Who the hell is Chuck?
Nobody knows who Chuck is.
So what was the first winner?
Amy Dunn and Gone Girl.
When was that? Was that season 1 or 2? That was season 2. So after that,
season 3.
You're never going to find it.
Chuck.
City Slickers. Was somebody called Chuck in that?
Who is Chuck? Yeah.
The viewers will message and they'll tell us who Chuck is.
Someone tell us. Anyway, Chris might find out. Anyway, the nominees: Andy Gray's Brief History of Scottish Football in A Shot at Glory. Clemens, that's our main man Charles Dance, on why he has a barcode in Alien 3. Fred Williamson's tale about Nam and From Dusk Till Dawn, which ends with Sex Machine going up his back. How to Kill People with Pigs by Bricktop in Snatch. Live Life a Quarter Mile at a Time by Dominic Toretto, Fast and the Furious. Merriman, as he talks everybody through the federal bank heist in Den of Thieves. Robert Forster as Murphy reveals Slevin's entire life history at the end of Slevin, lucky number Slevin. And then Super Cops from Beverly Hills Cop. Eddie Murphy covers for the boys, and then they blow the whole thing. Michael Pena Award. Is it Chris to go first?
No, I went last time.
Andy, go first.
Right, I'm going for bronze. I'm going for Andy Gray explaining Scottish football, basically Rangers and Celtic. Covered it off for me quite easily. And then I'm going for Murphy, Robert Foster, in Slevin, because that was actually the best part of Slevin. Made that film note. However, gold, Super Cops. Eddie Murphy just explaining what they did. Brilliant.
You're not far off of what I've kind of gone with here, I think, Andy. I think How to Kill People with Pigs is pretty good by old Bricktop, so that's getting my bronze. I'm trying to think, what's the spirit of the Michael Pena Award? I think of the two that's left, yeah, so I think Robert Forster gets my silver because it's a good story, but there's something about the rhythm and the way Eddie Murphy tells Super Cops that's more like Michael Pena. So I'm going Super Cops. Chris?
How to Kill People with Pigs is my bronze. My silver is Eddie Murphy's Super Cops, but my gold is Robert Forster's Murphy Slevin story.
Oh, very close, but Eddie Murphy takes it. No, Eddie Murphy takes it. Two golds for him. The Super Cops.
Ironically, Michael Pena's never actually done the Michael Pena Award yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we had to force him into it once. When they had the cops meet in what film is that? Vacation.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
They were just talking to each other. We just included that as a Pena Award.
That's right. When they met at the 4 different states. Best villain is next. I think that's because we have to differentiate between best villain and biggest bell end. So these are the best bad guys, the baddies, and we think they're the best at it. Previous winners: Betty. Now I know that one. Mayor Vaughn from Jaws, the all-time cinema villain. John Doe in Seven, and then Quaritch from Avatar. This season's nominees: Bricktop in Snatch, Dante in Fast X, Dominic Toretto from The Fast and the Furious, Ghostface in Scream, the Lion in Beast, Merriman from Den of Thieves, and Stranix from Under Siege, and the Xenomorph from Alien 3, or whatever you want to call it, the Alien in Alien 3. To me this time?
Bruce.
This one is tough. Best bad guy. Honorable mention, the Lion. Honorable mention. So I've got my 3. Bronze, Merriman. Silver, Stranix from Under Siege, because Tommy Lee Jones was the best thing in that film. I very much enjoyed him. But enjoyable bad guys, Bricktop for me is a really enjoyable, good bad guy. So I'm going for him. And I really you still want him to get it in the end. So it's good that he does. So Bricktop's my goals. Chris?
Right. My silver is my bronze is the Lion.
That's the first one, the whole night.
Yeah, I know. I have Gloss Fight hit me. The silver is Stranix from Under Siege, but Dante from Fast X gets my gold. I absolutely fucking loved him in that film.
You guys are hypnotized by Dante, I think.
Can you blame me? He's so charismatic and I don't know, like
everything
larger than life. Just brilliant.
Cool. Andy?
I'm going for Xenomorph bronze.
I thought, did I not win it for? Oh no, it has won it, but it was nominated for every other Alien film.
Yeah, I think it never wins though.
Ghostface for silver because you never know who the killer is.
He's a bit overlooked here, Ghostface.
That's my honorable mention, Ghostface.
Yeah. And 100% agree with Chris. Dante, Fast and Furious, Jason Momoa, what a villain.
How many bad guys just sit there stroking guns and be like, let's just shoot each other? Why not?
And painting nails.
The dead guy.
What a villain.
That is
evil.
That Weekends of Burns thing was brilliant. He's just like hold your tie. I'll get to you. Just talk to the other guy.
That is a villain right there.
So he is the best villain.
I want to know how he's going to get invited to our barbecue, though.
Yeah. Biggest bell end is next. So this is the difference. Previous bell ends. John Hammond from Jurassic Park, and that one bitchy customer from Waiting, which kind of against. She was not a good villain necessarily, but yeah, she was bell end. Nominees. Bell end. Biggest bell end. Big Nick O'Brien from Den of Thieves. The deaf guy in The Human Race. Dusty in Just Friends. Krill in Under Siege. Lou from 80 for Brady for all the lies that she told. Richie in From Dusk Till Dawn. Stu in Scream. And then Vince from Fast and the Furious. We are our bell ends. Who is the biggest?
Right. So that's me, I think, isn't it?
Go ahead.
Yeah, fuck it. So my bronze, I'm going to give it to Vince from Fast and the Furious because he was a prick. My silver, I'm going to give it to Krill from Under Siege because he just turned against his entire platoon or whatever they're called.
And it was generally just a bell end as well. The whole cross-dressing thing really.
But the deaf guy from Human Race gets it because he got really super rapey, all because he thought they were going to die.
Yeah. Andy.
I'm going to go for bronze, Stu from Scream, because I can't even remember what his motivation was.
A wild card. That was his
motivation. He was just general. There you go. So that's why I see is Krill, silver all day long. But 100%, I mean, I had the subtitles and it made it even more creepy. The deaf guy from Human Race gets gold all day long.
I think I might have won it for him, to be honest. My honorable mention is Lou from 80 for Brady.
You hate her.
It's more that I've got tickets to the Super Bowl, which won tickets. She didn't. She hadn't won the competition. Oh, I got them anyway, which were fakes off eBay and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, I just could have just said, no, we didn't win. So yeah, she's an honorable mention. My three, I'm voting for Deaf Guy, so he's winning it. So I'm giving him a bronze because he's won it. But Krill gets my silver. It's not enough. But Stu from Scream, as I laid out on the podcast on that episode, I would just not want to be around him. And that was what makes him the bell end. Like, as me and Chris role played, it was like, is Stu coming tonight? Yes, Stu's got, I don't want to go if he's going to be there. Like, is that kind of guy? I wouldn't want to go to the social occasion because Stu was there. So, yeah. But Deaf Guy, yes.
Thinking about your Lou thing. She made a big deal about Sally Field losing the tickets when she knew fine well they were fake.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't know she just got them off eBay. Yeah, she didn't know they were fake.
Okay.
She knew she just the whole time had won them in a competition. She claimed, but she thought she'd bought them. But
she's got to get herself up to platinum there.
Yeah, yeah. I think Deaf Guy, for everything that he goes through, and what do you call it? He's definitely the biggest.
Rapes his mate.
Well, the final award for us to vote on, we do the Hall of Fame later, but the final award of the evening, worst plan. We do love a good complaining about plans. Previous bad plans. Poisoning Chev Chelios and Crank rather than just killing him when you had him right there. The Mortal Kombat tournament as a way of deciding anything, really. Why give them a chance when you have these otherworldly powers? The Curse of the Mummy, however that all played out and how to uncurse him and recurse him and all that stuff from the original Mummy. Going to the planet in Aliens in the first place, just stay away from the place. I'm going to take his face off. Says it all, really. And then Police Academy 3, is that what it was? For jumping out of a plane without a parachute. I think, was that our main man, Tackleberry?
Yeah, Tackleberry.
Yeah, so they're all bad plans. So this season, bad plan nominees.
Jump off a plane with no parachute.
Yeah, one. Billy fatally injures Stu before they complete their plan in Scream. Digging up the mummy to kill the Scorpion King, which he was absolutely incapable of doing in The Mummy Returns. Hunting a lion alone in the dark, neck deep in crocodile-infested waters, like Idris Elba does in Beast. The Ringer, instead of just firing Stavy, which he's asked to do, he hires him as a gardener, and then he chops his fingers off, and then he feels like he has to enter the Special Olympics and all that sort of stuff. Jesse gambles his dad's car against notorious Johnny Tran despite not knowing what on earth was going on inside Johnny Tran's engine.
That's
with
very
his super
specific.
Well, it was a terrible. It's the end of Jesse basically.
Yeah.
Is I'm going to race Johnny Tran. It's like, well, he's got super duper nos. We don't know that. I'm going to bet this car, and then he drives off and doesn't actually pay. Next one, lying about winning Super Bowl tickets and mortgaging everything to buy fakes off of eBay in 80 for Brady.
Platinum.
Signing up for a mission to Mars over Skype in Space Oddity. And last one, that shirt chain dangling plan and the execution of in Cube, where they just, I don't know what they were trying to achieve, and definitely not the way they were trying to do it. Worst plan nominees.
All right, I'm going.
Cool.
Bronze, shirt chain, Cube.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make sense. Fatally stabbing Stu, Scream. However, it is the stupidest plan here. Digging up an ancient mummy to defeat the Scorpion King, and he was pretty shit at it anyway.
It's really bad. This, I think, is the award I've got the hardest time picking here. I have I've marked it, but basically every award prior to this is what I think, and I don't know with this one because they're all really, really bad. Right, Super Bowl tickets has to get mentioned, so that's my bronze. Hunting the lion alone, neck deep, crocodile, blah blah blah. That's my silver, but I'm giving my gold to Billy and Stu.
You definitely have an affinity for the beast.
I don't know if I do. I don't know. That's a terrible idea, though. It's just him going into the water was a bad idea.
You don't think digging up a fucking ancient mummy to defeat another fucking ancient creature was a stupid idea?
Yes, I do think that as well, but it's hard to pick. Honorable mentions to all the rest. Chris.
See, I'm going to give the mummy an honorable mention because in the first film he was quite powerful and could do stuff. He was just utterly useless in the second film.
It's still a human. Humans resurrecting anything's a bad idea.
Yeah. Was he neutered because he did have his penis attached or something?
Let's resurrect two things.
But I don't know. Fucking my bronze. Suck me sideways. This is difficult. I'll give it to lie about the Super Bowl tickets. My silver, I am going to give it to signing up for a space mission over Skype.
A bad one.
Like, without even knowing if it's real or not.
Yeah.
And my gold. Oh, Jesus Christ. Do you know what? I'm going to give it to hunting a lion alone in the dark in neck deep crocodile infested water because that is the ultimate stupidest idea. You literally just saw a crocodile go past and he's like,
on your logic here, you would rather sign up to a space mission to murder in Skype, which you can just cancel, rather than resurrecting two fucking ancient beings to try and fight it out and deathmatch style.
Yeah. That's just a stupid idea.
We have a draw again, Andy.
Fuck's sake.
We just cannot. This season is so even, this entire season.
I bet the Oscars don't do this.
No.
Right, I'm doing 1,000.
Oh my God.
So the first 500 is Billy and Stu, and then 501 up is the hunting the lion alone.
Do you see it?
Yep.
Boom.
So that's the upper end. Lion being hunting a lion alone in the dark, neck deep in crocodile infested waters is the winner.
I'm still saying fucking resurrecting two mummies is a bad idea.
It's a terrible idea. Very bad idea. Right, that's it. No more voting on awards. The final award for this evening only is Best Film of the Season. The top 5. It says a lot about the top 5 that a film that got 6 out of 10 is the 5th best movie.
Oh, Jesus.
So the 5th best movie of the season, selected by Chris. A 7 from Andy, a 7 from Chris, and a 5 from me. Under Siege is the 5th best movie.
Absolute banger. I'll accept that.
That sounds like it should be yeah, 5th best. I think it works. That's fine. It is. The next one has a 7 though. So an Andy selection is 7 out of 10, the 4th best movie of the season. Chris gave it an 8, one of his highest rated of the season. The Fast and the Furious is our 4th best movie of the season.
Classic.
Next, the same score overall as Fast and the Furious, but on tiebreakers means it's the 3rd best. Is 7 out of 10, selected by Chris. Alien 3 is our 3rd best of the season. And then ahead of that, this one's definitely 2nd. Is 7 out of 10 still. All 7s across the board. Selected by me. Scream is the 2nd best movie of the season. And the winner, the only film to get 8 out of 10, Chris's highest rated of the season. I also gave it an 8.
Highest rated in the whole thing.
Well, not quite. I also gave it an 8, and Andy gave it a 7. I think a surprise winner out of nowhere, Beverly Hills Cop.
Holy shit.
Best film of season 7.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
I never picked it. Did you say I picked
No,
it?
I picked it.
Oh.
I picked it. I don't see who picked it. It was my selection. Yeah. So I got the top 2. I'm well happy with my picks this year. Beverly Hills Cop, an 8 out of 10. I think in some seasons wouldn't even crack the top 3 in 8 out of 10.
Oh.
So a very even Steven kind of award. But yeah, Beverly Hills Cop ahead of Scream is the best. I think it's because basically we couldn't fault Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
It's just perfect at what it wants to be.
I'd never seen that.
Human Race should have been up there a bit more.
Fucking lucky number 11 would be there if you weren't such a savage and gave it a 1.
That film was gobshite.
That was
But
the
you
one.
hated Space Odyssey, yet you rated that higher.
Yeah.
The 7th best of the season was Lucky Number 11. Lucky Number 11, which me and Chris scored. We together scored it the same as Beverly Hills Cop, but Andy gave Beverly Hills Cop a 7 and gave Lucky Number 11 a 1. So that was the difference there.
Right.
So the smack dab in the middle of the table was Beast. It was 555. That was the middle film at 555 of the whole season.
I gotta give a lot of 5s this year.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I crossed the 1 from Andy for Lucky Number 11. 1-1. So 2 1s from me, Cube and the Human Race, and Chris's lowest was a 2 for Space Oddity. Andy gave a 9. 1-9 Andy gave to Fast 10. I gave a 1-9 to Snatch. And then Chris gave his highest was an 8 to Beverly Hills Cop, Fast and the Furious, Lucky Number 11, and Just Friends. All the 8s.
Chris is a very, very nice score this year.
Yeah. I mean, I gave a few 8s.
I can't believe you hate Just Friends as well. That shocked me to my core.
I give it a
Sean
3.
does not agree with either one of you on that, by the way. He's outraged as well.
Well, that's it for the awards for the season, but we still have to add to the Temple Podcast Hall of Fame. I've got the old Hall of Famers are all here with me.
I'm sorry, remember who won them in the past.
Grandel Bush. I've got, who else have I got? I've got Ryan Reynolds. I forgot you.
Yeah.
So these various other Hall of Famers, they're not on the wall behind me tonight, but they're all here. So joining the Hall of Fame, Jeff Anderson was our most recent entrant, I think, if I remember rightly. Anyway, I think he was the last one. Carrie Fisher is there as well. I think that's everybody. But our new 7th entrant has to be decided on. We discussed this a little bit over message earlier on. Andy basically took away his opinion. So I put together what I think kind of cross what Chris thinks. And I've come up with 5 people who I think could be in the Hall of Fame. And this is a discussion. We have to find a winner who is most deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. Alphabetical order for our possible Hall of Famers. Brian Cox, who won a Pointy earlier on. He was in Braveheart a couple of seasons ago. And then he was most underused this season in A Shot of Glory, and was also underused in the Ringer as well. And we love Brian Cox. He's great. And as Andy mentioned earlier on, he's underused in absolutely everything like that. And he'll pop up again, I'm sure. But Brian Cox, potential. Bruce Willis, a previous potential Hall of Famer, because he's been in The Fifth Element, Beavis and Butthead, Look Who's Talking, Die Hard, The Expendables, and now Lucky Number 11 as well. And we love Bruce Willis. So he's a possible. Jason Statham, he was in Crank, The Expendables, but this season he was in Snatch and Fast 10 for a scene, which I think that's pretty much the criteria. You have to at least be in 3 films now. Dinklage got in. I think that was a mistake. So I think
that's not a mistake.
I think Via Rails got in by just to the fact that Andy loved him so much.
Yeah,
he hadn't even been in a film properly.
There has to be real significance outside of the films you're in. Otherwise, if you make 3 appearances, you're in the running. So Statham was Snatch and a bit of Fast 10 this year. Tom Woodruff Jr. makes it in as a nominee, as our minds were blown this year when we found out that he'd been in Mortal Kombat, Aliens, Tremors, Alien 3, Prey, Evolution, and Alien 3.
He's up there.
And I thought he was just going to be like an alien, but he actually does play bits and bobs as well. He's not just big guy who's in a suit. So Tom Woodruff Jr., he gets nominated. And a final one, Vin Diesel as our final nominee. Triple X he was in, but this season, basically the main character in the Fast and Furious and Fast 10. And Andy mentions Vin Diesel on a regular basis. And
I think Fast 10's hurt his chances because he was
good.
Really, I think it did. I really do think he was shitting it.
So, Diesel, Woodruff, Statham, Willis, Cox. They are our nominees. Any thoughts, guys?
I've got one clear winner, Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I think he's the standout, really, isn't he?
Yeah.
He probably should already.
I don't think he's done either. I think he's going to pop up in another 3 or 4 films.
100%. He is our category. He's every single film since the 1980s.
He's why I've seen every film since Die Hard.
He started it. So
yeah. On that basis alone, he has to be in. Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah, I've seen every film since Die Hard. Yeah, Bruce Willis, welcome to the club. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, 10-Point Podcast Hall of Famer. And yes, he will definitely show up again. Undoubtedly.
We've been really sexist. Do we have any females in this Hall of Fame yet?
Carrie Fisher.
That's good. Very good.
Because she was in every film for about a month.
Yeah, she was.
I was tempted with Sigourney Weaver, but she's only going to appear again in at least the next Aliens film and possibly Ghostbusters, and I can't see her appearing in anything else.
She was the last one that didn't make the cut with Sigourney
Cabin in
Weaver.
the Woods.
But yeah, we will do Ghostbusters, and when that happens, that might be it. And then presumably we'll do Alien Resurrection, presumably. But yeah, I think this is the year for Willis. He was only in Lucky Number 11, but he managed to slip by probably.
He was one of my favourite characters in Lucky Number 11. I hated that film, but he was pretty good.
I reckon he lost out to Dinklage or Reynolds. I can't remember for a fact. But he unjustly was kept out, so I think it's only fair. Bruce Willis is our 7th guy in the Hall of Fame. Well done, Bruce.
Yay!
That's it for the awards.
Empty.
But season 8 is right around the corner. And we discussed before the podcast what we're going to do, but I actually forgotten who's picking first and what we decided on that.
I think Chris said he was up for it, or you were up for it.
It's me or Chris.
I've got a choice of 7 films here. So
which one of you has got the better pick?
So I'm literally going for a summer film, so I don't know whether you want that to come first.
I'm going for a film I haven't seen before, but has been incepted into my brain at least more than once.
I'm going for a film that I haven't seen before, but I think I've seen like a sequel of it. So it's a bit
okay. Right,
I'm going to pick. Do the number generator between me and Bruce, 1 and 2.
No, I like the idea of Andy picks.
I'm going to pick between you, right? So basically,
mine's a comedy. So
yours is a comedy. Right, I'm going to ask 3 questions.
Mine's a comedy.
Okay, so 3 questions. So question number 1 was, have you seen it before? Which you basically said no. Bruce has seen the sequel.
Neither of us have.
Question 2, we'll go with what genre is it? You're both saying comedy.
I think it's a comedy.
Oh God, I'm intrigued by his.
Right. Right. So I'm going to base it on the fact whoever's the oldest film I'm going to pick. So what year did your film come out, Chris?
I know mine. Mine was 2001.
2001
is before that, I think.
Right, okay, so it's
God, I need to double confirm it, Chris.
Hold on
if it's before 2001, I'm going for you. And then Bruce will be next.
I want to say it's the 90s. So let me just double check.
Is it before 2000?
Mine's is 98.
Right. Ooh. Chris is the winner. 98. Chris, you pick. Tell us what it is.
What we're starting the season with.
It's been incepted into my mind more than once by you, Bruce. And also from a podcast, it keeps getting mentioned. My pick is The Big Lebowski.
Oh, fantastic.
A film I've never seen before.
How have you never seen The Big Lebowski?
I've seen bits of it. I've seen memes from John Turturro with his snake hips after bowling, but I've never seen the entire film.
Put it this way, 2 of our viewers are going to be well pissed.
2? Okay. I'm trying to think. This might be on.
It's Chantel.
Yeah, it's one Andy. Yeah. This might be from my plan. I might have tried picking because I say I've already picked the next 3 seasons worth of films in my mind, so I might already have this planned out. Ugh,
it's mentioned more than once in the Sunny podcast. You mentioned The Big Lebowski, and you've dropped it more than once as well. You keep saying this is one of your favorite films. And I was like,
I'm going to see that. I'm going to have to now change my 12th pick from now because that was going to be The Big Lebowski.
God.
So there you have it, as I always say at this point. The Big Lebowski, 1998, one of the most cult favourite films in the history of films. I've got it on Blu-ray. I can see it with my eyeballs over here, so I'll be watching that. And you've all got, we think, 7 to 14 days, maybe a week to see it, and it'll pop up on one of the video channels, one of the podcasts somewhere. Type in 10-Point Podcast and you'll find The Big Lebowski. Start season 8 on the 10-Point Podcast.